Oh, there's a lot of people. Hello, everyone. People watching in retrospect. I'm happy you are here watching. I just asked you some questions, get you to think of it. You want to try it? Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Yes.
Can you come closer so that you're in view? There's nobody there yet because I just started. Okay.
Can I also take a YouTube channel clip from my YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Of the
sure, of
YouTube
course, no
channel?
worries,
Okay.
yeah. You want to do that first, or?
Yeah, okay. Okay, I did it.
Okay, nice. So, what's your name, by the way?
Marine.
Marie, nice to meet you. I'm Chip.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Seattle. What do you do as a job?
I'm not working, I'm a student.
Oh, you're a student. Okay, then I'll just turn this around and you tell me what you think. It says animal abuse should be legal.
No,
Why not?
because animals didn't do anything to us. They can't talk, they can't fight back. I mean, that one probably can. That one looks like he can fight back, but that one definitely can't. So
Okay.
animals should not be legal.
Okay, animal abuse should not be legal. So am I to understand that you're against animal abuse?
Yes.
Okay. How would you define abuse?
When the other person is the victim.
When the other person is the victim.
Yes.
Okay. Would you say exploitation is abuse?
Yes.
Are you for animal exploitation or against animal exploitation?
Against animal exploitation.
Against animal exploitation. Okay.
Yes.
So it would be wrong to exploit cats or dogs. What about the cows, chickens, pigs?
Yes.
Is it wrong to exploit them?
Yes.
Do you think that we are exploiting them?
Yes. I'm vegetarian. I've been vegetarian for 10 years
Why are you vegetarian?
because I don't like eating the animals that can't say anything.
But do you consume dairy products or eggs or stuff like that?
No, I'm allergic to all dairy products.
Okay. So then why are you not vegan?
Because wait, did I just say that?
You just said vegetarian, that's why I'm curious.
Oh, I'm vegetarian, vegan, all of it.
Okay. What does
Yes.
being vegan mean to you?
It means choosing just a greater path in life and just taking account for the animals and the things you consume, like the plants, like broccoli.
Yeah, so being vegan literally just means opposing animal exploitation, right?
Yes.
So if you say it's wrong to exploit animals, then your morals say that you should be vegan.
Yes.
If, however, you consume animal products, then that means you are supporting animal exploitation and you're kind of a hypocrite, right?
Yes.
Right.
I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, nice. How about your friends? Are your friends vegan?
No.
Do any of you want to come and have this conversation with me?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Would honey be considered vegan?
No, it's not. Do you know why?
Because you overwork the bees.
Well, you exploit them. Do you know, for example, did you know that there's such a thing? I actually yesterday just found out. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I found out that yesterday there's artificial insemination for honeybees.
Artificial Oh, but because they're
Yeah, for
endangered.
the queen bees. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So what they do is they sedate the queen bee, and then they forcefully inseminate them.
Right. Yeah. No. That's insane.
That's insane, yeah,
No,
thank you,
it's
yeah.
insane. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird.
It's weird.
That's for endangerment, though, right?
No, it's just because we want to get honey from them. It's because we want to exploit them. And literally any animals in animal agriculture,
Yeah.
we forcefully impregnate. We control their reproductive system because we want to exploit them.
Yeah.
Because we don't wait until they reproduce on their own or
Yeah.
until they do on their own, just because we want to exploit them.
Yeah.
Are you against animal exploitation?
Yes.
And I'm supposing you're not vegan.
No, but I'm vegetarian. Maybe I'll convert to veganism.
Yeah. So I was a vegetarian, by the way. You want to come closer so that you're in view? What's your name, by the way?
Anna.
Anna, nice to meet you, Anna. I'm Chip.
What's your name?
Chip.
Oh, Chip. Cool.
Yeah, so what got me to be vegan, by the way, I was vegetarian for like 6 years and then I became vegan.
Yeah.
So what got me to be vegan is what happens to dairy cows. Do you know what happens to dairy cows?
I've seen a little bit with Fairlife.
Yeah, let's just go through it. So
Okay.
that's it and then I'll let you go, okay?
Yeah.
So do you know why cows produce milk?
Yeah, you milk their udders.
No, but why do they produce milk? Like what's
Why
the
do
biological
they?
reason for they
Oh,
produce milk?
I don't know. I assume it's like same as ours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're mammals, exactly, same
Yeah,
as ours. So,
okay.
so they produce milk if they have babies, right?
Yeah.
So do you think farmers wait for them to get pregnant on their own, or do you think they forcefully impregnate them?
Oh, they force you impregnate.
Yeah, so that's one thing, right? That they forcefully impregnate them. And after 9 months, it's kind of interesting that the gestation period of cows is similar to ours. So after
Yeah.
9 months, when the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
The same cycle?
Well, if they're born male, they don't produce milk.
Right.
Well, actually, wait. First thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
happens is they get separated from their mothers
Yeah.
so that they don't drink the milk, so that farmers can control how much milk they drink. Right, and you will notice in farms that babies are always kept separate from mothers. Even farms here next to Amsterdam, you'll see that.
Yeah.
If they're born male, they don't produce milk. So what happens to them?
They are. I don't know.
They get killed.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's even farms where they let them starve to death because it's more convenient.
How are
and
they going to
cheaper.
forcefully impregnate the female ones if they don't have any males?
Well, they buy sperm, or they
Okay,
only
I
need
see,
one,
I
or
see.
they only need one male. You
Yeah,
know,
fair enough.
to get the sperm.
Right.
Yeah. The forceful impregnation is actually they literally put their hands in their anus to hold their cervix.
Yeah.
I think you've seen that they wear this big glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they inject bull semen in their vagina.
Wow, that is crazy. That is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
I will consider veganism.
Yeah. So, and the females, yeah, you're right. They're forcefully impregnated year over year.
Yeah.
And after 6 to 8 years, when they can no longer be impregnated with these, because no body is made to be impregnated year over year.
Of course.
And after that, when they can no longer get pregnant,
Yeah.
they get killed.
Yeah.
And they can live up to 24, 25 years, so a quarter of their life, where every year they get forcefully impregnated, have their
Yeah.
babies taken from them, exploited for their milk,
Yeah.
and then when all of it is over, they just get killed and used for meat, right?
Yeah.
Is this something that you want to be part of?
No.
No, but when you buy animal products like dairy products,
Yeah.
that's what you're supporting, right?
Yeah.
You're telling the farmers, do more of what you do so that I get my product,
Yeah.
right?
Totally.
Yeah.
I'll consider veganism.
You can
for
say that.
Sure.
Let me just give you a card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, give me your
Yeah,
card.
yeah. I appreciate you sitting
Of
down and
course.
talking to me.
No,
And
of course.
you know, you need to do your research. I didn't think it was true, but it is true
Yeah.
even here in the Netherlands. So what I recommend you watch is either Dominion if you want to
Yeah.
see exactly what they go through, but if it's kind of gruesome, or
Yeah.
the most important speech you'll ever hear. All you got to
Okay.
do is scan this QR code.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Hey, cheers. Thank you. Have a good one.
I hope your YouTube is a success.
Yeah, thank you. I just hope less animals get exploited. I'm here for them. Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone. Hey, Martin. Nice to see you. And hey, everyone. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Martin, by the way, for he was the first to drop a comment in the last stream. Huh? I said I'll be doing shout outs, so shout out to you. Hey. Moderators, I appreciate you being here today. Let's show some how should I put this? Let's have patience. We're gonna have some people in the chat today. We're gonna have people who are gonna be, trolling us and stuff. But we fight for animal rights, and yeah, we continue doing it. Hey, Elijah, you say you have a vegan question. I don't know what a vegan question is, but I suppose you have a question about veganism. So please shoot it. Why can't you have eggs if the rooster didn't fertilize it? Elijah, that's actually a very good question. So the reason why, let me just explain. Being vegan literally just means you have a position where you're against the exploitation of animals, right? In that sense, you don't want animals to be treated like objects. We don't want them to be, hey, you guys want to try a social experiment? Can somebody in the chat explain the egg thing? Hey, are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
No, I don't know your
So you're not okay being live?
Oh, it's been live.
Yeah, it's live.
Actually, how many viewers?
It's like 100.
How many viewers? How many? Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
You ready?
What are you doing?
The social experiment.
Oh yeah, it's here. I don't know why you're going there. Yeah.
It's here.
No, it's here. It's here. So are you okay with being live for my YouTube channel? Because I'm confused. Are you?
No, I'm tweeting too much, man. I'm sorry.
You can also be off camera if you want. You can be off camera if you want.
No, I think I'm gonna go.
Okay, sure. Hey, have a good one. There you go. We don't force anybody into it. Okay, so the reason why, as I said, being vegan literally just means being against animal exploitation, right? So when you're taking eggs from chickens, you're already seeing them as resources and you're already exploiting them for what they give, right? Not to mention the fact that wild chickens wouldn't lay an egg every single day, but rather they would lay like 12 to 15 eggs per year. And the chickens that we selectively bred now, they lay around 300 eggs per year. That's number one. Number two, all these chickens, they come from hatcheries. In hatcheries, what they do is the place where chickens come out of the eggs. What they do is that if out of an egg comes a male chick, not a baby chick, not a female chick, there are different species. The chickens that are bred for eggs are different species than the chickens that are bred for meat. So if in those hatcheries a male chick is born, then what they do is they're useless because they don't produce eggs. So they kill them. Literally, they usually just blend them alive or they put them in a sack and asphyxiate them to death. That's another thing, right? So whenever you're buying eggs or whenever you're taking eggs, you're literally just supporting a system that exploits chicken in that way and kills male baby chicks. Then there's also the fact that in most of the farms, including in biological farms, which I have personally been on, when a chicken no longer lays 7 eggs per week, when their production declines to 6 or 5 consistently, 6 or 5 eggs per week, then they get killed also. So there's also that. Of course, there's a lot to be said also about the fact that they've been selectively bred to lay so many eggs, and they deplete them of nutrients, and that's why in sanctuaries, when they lay eggs, they smash them on the ground and they come pecking at it so that they get the nutrients back. There's a lot to be said there, but essentially it all boils down to the same thing. Animals should not be treated like objects and thus not exploited. Hey VPM, nice to see you. Hi.
My daughter wants to know about what is the experiment about.
I just asked you some questions, that's it.
Okay. No, but you, I don't. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Her age?
whoever you want. Is it okay to be live on my YouTube channel?
Yes. Okay. Make it this YouTuber. Okay. Yes, she can do it. Okay.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Maggie.
Say it again.
Maggie,
Maggie. Okay, where are you from?
Macedonia.
Macedonia, okay. So Maggie, how do you feel about animals?
Animals?
Yeah.
I feel good. They are cute and sweet.
Do you like them?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you think animals deserve respect?
yeah.
Do you think we can respect animals while at the same time exploiting them?
I don't think much.
No, right? So exploitation wouldn't be us respecting them, especially if it's something that we don't need, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel then about the animals that we force into slaughterhouses for us, that we actually exploit for food, for clothing, for entertainment, like cows, chickens, and pigs?
Yeah,
Do you
I
think
think
we're disrespecting them?
a little, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think you can say that you respect animals or that you love animals if at the same time you support these industries that do this to animals?
It depends on like what are they doing exactly to the animals, but yeah, no.
Like for example, I don't know. Do you know what happens to dairy cows? You know, the cows that produce milk.
No.
So a lot of the times we imagine that dairy cows, we feed them and they feed us back, right? Because
Yeah.
we give them food and they give us milk. But cows are mammals; they're just like us. So in order for them to produce milk, they have to be pregnant. They have to have a baby.
Yeah.
So do you think farmers wait until they decide to have a baby, or do you think that they forcefully impregnate them?
I think they're forced.
Yeah. So that alone is already messed up, right?
Yeah,
if you think
it's
about it,
messed up.
forcefully impregnating an animal. Exactly.
Like if someone did that to us, it would be messed up.
It would be considered rape, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And when the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. So what happens is the farmers, they take them away from their mothers so that they don't drink the milk, because the milk they have to sell, right?
Yeah.
It's their whole product. So they take away the babies, and maybe the babies will be fed some of the milk. Maybe they won't be fed any of the milk at all. But they need to control how much, because they need to sell a lot of
Yeah.
it, right? So that's also already fucked up, right? Like to separate
Yeah, to
everyone.
separate the babies from them just to be selling milk.
Exactly. And if the baby is born male, they don't produce milk. So what do you think happens to them?
I don't know.
They kill them.
Kill them.
Yeah. They either kill them straightly, directly, like after they're, I don't know, a week or two after they're born, or they raise them up to a year and then they kill them.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's
messed
not
up,
good.
right?
Yeah.
And if they're born female, the same fate as their mother, they get year-over-year forceful impregnation. And when they can no longer impregnate them with ease, because no body was made to be impregnated that often, they go to a slaughterhouse. They get killed also, and that usually happens around 6 to 8 years, and they can live up to 24 years. So a quarter of their life spent being exploited, being forcefully impregnated, having your baby taken away from
Yeah,
you.
and milk, giving milk.
Exactly. It's insane, right? Like.
Yeah.
So when we buy animal products, this is what we're supporting, right? So I understand what happened in the past was you doing your thing and you didn't know about this, right? These industries
Yeah.
that they intentionally sell us this image of communion with animals when the reality is far from it, right?
Yeah.
So what is it that you want to do going forward? Do you feel like you want to continue supporting this kind of stuff?
I think it's not good, but and they don't realize like if someone did that to them, that it will be so bad.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, you mean like the farmers?
Yeah, the farmers.
Yeah, they usually justify it by saying it's needed, but we can thrive on a plant-based diet, so we never actually need to do this to animals. Do you think we need, for example, to wear their skin, to wear leather and stuff?
No, not necessarily.
No, because we have other alternatives, right?
Yeah.
It's the same in the case of food. If we have other alternatives, then anything we do to them, we cannot possibly justify it, because we do these horrific things by thinking it's necessary, but it's not, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know what being vegan means?
Yeah, vegan, to not eat um, food from animals, like if
Yeah.
they're killed.
Yeah, that's one consequence of it, right? The idea of being vegan literally just means we don't exploit animals, and that means, of course, we don't use them for food, for clothing, for entertainment, for any of it, right?
Yeah.
Does that sound like something you align with, like ideologically?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Are there times when you think it's okay to exploit animals?
I don't know. Like for milk, they can be used for milk, but not in a big, like, yeah.
Yeah, but you would still have to have the cow be pregnant, right? You would still have to have them have babies, and you would still have to have the baby not drink the milk. So how could that ever work?
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, right. Because at the end of the day, even if you say, well, we'll drink the excess milk, that could never ever work with everybody,
Yeah,
right?
work, yeah.
Yeah. So it just wouldn't be a system that we could ever have for us to support, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Megan, our friends are waiting. Sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting, but I think that was enough. Okay? Do you have
Okay.
any final?
Can I give you a card to look into it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can follow your channel.
Yeah, you can also follow me. Yes, it's not necessarily about me following me. It's about the animals. That's what I want
Thank
to
you
hear.
very much.
So I recommend you watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. You just gotta scan this QR
Okay,
code. It
thank
teaches you
you.
about honey, about all of it, right? I feel like we need to be informed about all the stuff we're
Yeah.
supporting. And if you decide that you don't want to be part of it, you have several resources there to help you out. Okay.
Okay, thank
Hey,
you.
thank you so much, and
Bye.
have an awesome day.
You too.
By
Cheers.
the way, I'm vegan half of the year. I'm vegan half of the year.
So half of the year you think animals should not be exploited, and half should they
it's just
should
my
be.
approach, because it cannot be overnight something. So it's just an approach step by
Yeah,
step.
yeah, but being vegan literally just means against animal exploitation. It's like being a feminist means
Yeah. I got it, but what I'm
respecting
saying
women.
Is that you need to start with something. You cannot just overnight.
No, obviously,
go
but there has to be a goal where you stop, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, have a good one. You want to have a conversation with me? I suppose you've heard a lot of the comments. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Mats.
Matt.
Mats.
Matt. Can you come closer so that you're in view? Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So, have you heard the conversation that I was having with them?
It was something about veganism.
Yeah,
I heard.
exactly. What is veganism to you?
Yeah, not eating animals.
Yeah, so veganism literally just means being against animal exploitation, right? Obviously, as a consequence of that, we don't eat animals and we don't eat animal products, right? Because we say animals should be respected, should be left alone, and if we don't need to exploit them, then we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I view it differently, but
How do you view it?
I think, yeah, I love to eat meat sometimes, and yeah, how do you explain this in English? Yes, I'm sorry, I'm not that good in English.
Okay, that's okay. So let's think about this one. You say that you love eating meat, right?
Yes.
Do you think that your enjoyment of meat is more important than the exploitation and slaughter that these animals are going through?
They are raised to be slaughtered.
Yeah. Does that make it right if they are raised to be slaughtered? So if your parents said at some point, I don't know, how old are you now?
14.
14. If your parents tell you, hey, you know what? We've been raising you to be a slave, actually. And all of a sudden you have to be a slave because that's what you were raised for. Would that make it right for you?
No, but I think that's different. We are human, and yeah, they're animals.
So what is it that the human has? Let me put it this way. What is it that an animal doesn't have that if a human also didn't have it, it would make it okay to exploit them?
If they know mathematics, all the things that will help the world, I won't eat them.
But do you think there's humans who don't know mathematics or all these things of the world?
Yes, and I don't think
So why don't you eat them?
because they're not here in the store.
They're not in the store, but if they were, you'd be okay with exploiting and killing intellectually challenged humans.
No, because I have a little brother. He's a bit challenged, and yeah, I would not. Your own species, cows do not eat cows. Yeah, they're vegan, but.
But isn't that very convenient, right? When you say your own species, because your own species literally just means the individuals who are like me. Do you feel? Isn't that the same logic that any racist applies? The individuals who are like me, my own race.
I think the human race, not like white people, black people.
I understand that, but your logic saying the human race and putting your own species above other species is exactly the same logic as somebody putting their own race above other races, because there's no logical argument for doing that. Or what is your logical argument for doing that?
Yeah, if they capture us, they can also eat us. So like, we're just smarter and better than them. So that's why we don't.
Do you think that if a cow would capture you, they'd try to eat you?
Yeah, I would probably be dead in 5 seconds.
No, they won't. They're herbivores. They
Yeah,
don't
I
eat
know,
meat.
but if they tried.
They tried.
Yes.
So I mean, so what your whole thing is, what you're saying is that these cows are actually attacking us, and
No, they're not attacking us. If they were attacking us and they were stronger than us and they would rule the world, we would probably not need. If it was a lion, we would probably be eaten by lions.
Yeah, but in those situations, you know, you can justify doing all sorts of things, right? Like in situation when somebody attacks you,
Oh, hello.
in a situation when somebody attacks you, right, you can justify punching them to fight back, right?
Yes.
But if somebody's not attacking you on a day-to-day, you can't justify punching them back, right?
Yes.
So how can you justify the violence towards animals when these animals do nothing to you?
Ja, they do. Maar wat wil jij hier aan het eten? I'm sorry.
Wacht op jou.
Yeah, they did nothing wrong to me, but I think I was raised with meat, and I think that's encouraged in my brain that I should, not that I should eat meat, but that meat is important for protein and so. So I'm kind of programmed to eat meat.
What if you were to find out that you don't need meat for your health? Protein, anything. You can get absolutely all the macro and micronutrients that you need from plants and plant-based products.
I don't think you get all the things that are in meat.
100% all of it. I'm actually studying to be a certified nutritionist. I'm pretty far up the end, and I can tell you there's absolutely nothing in meat that we need. And if you think there is, please tell me what.
Hebben planten proteïne? Ja, hè? Protein. Do plants?
All plants have all 9 essential amino acids. That includes proteins.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Wat zijn eiwitten?
That's protein.
Uh-oh. Oopsie.
Yeah, you can get protein from plants.
I don't know.
How much protein do you get per day?
I don't know how much protein
So how would you know then? Because I know how much protein I get per day, and I'm a plant-based. I'm a vegan. I don't eat any animal products. I have way more protein than everybody who eats animal products. Like most people who eat animal products don't have as much protein as I do. Because I'm a bodybuilder, in all fairness, right? So I need a little bit more protein, but I can get, if I can get it, why do you think you couldn't?
Because it's maybe stupid that I don't really like veggies that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and
not saying eat veggies, I'm just saying eat plant-based, right? Like if you're eating a burger, eat a plant-based burger. If you're eating a sausage, eat a plant-based sausage. There's all of them. The difference in taste is not that big. But you know what the difference is? The difference is that behind those products, there isn't inherent animal exploitation. There isn't an animal who had their throat cut for you.
their throats aren't cut, they're shot in the head, but
Yeah, shot in the head and throat cut. Yeah.
yeah, but they
They sometimes use a bolt gun. They sometimes use. Yeah, I've seen it. I know.
yeah. And there are a lot of chemicals in those things. I think in meat
There's a lot of chemicals in that shit. Do you think there's not a lot of chemicals in that?
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
I
man.
know, no, there's a lot
Don't
of-
justify this by saying the
Yes, but,
chemical stuff.
normally-
And then don't have chemophobia. All food is made of chemicals. Chemicals mean nothing.
Yeah, yes it does, because I was raised on a farm and waarom lach je? Ik ben over... Okay. I was raised on a farm and I slaughtered my own cows and I ate them, so there were no chemicals involved. But like if I eat a plant-based burger, it's all chemical.
What do you think meat is made of?
Um,
Chemicals.
yes, but I mean like harmful chemicals. Like meat isn't harmful for you.
None of those chemicals are harmful. Do you think if they would be harmful, they would pass like regulatory commissions and be on the shelf? Do you think these people would try to kill you? Do you
Yes.
think- No, they're not. In fact, it's arguable that a lot of plant-based burgers might actually be way healthier for you because they're not high in saturated fat and cholesterol. Did you know that high in saturated fat and cholesterol are the #1 killers worldwide because of heart disease? Because they are a direct cause of heart disease.
Yeah, I know, but that's...
Plaque hitting on the veins, you know.
Yes, I
And
know.
that develops from a young age, by the way, and it doesn't go away. So
Yeah, I know. That's... my grandma has it, I think.
yeah,
Too high
it's
cholesterol.
yeah, it's,
Takes pills for it.
yeah. You can take pills for it, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, yeah.
But
But either way, right? Like I understand. Like obviously, there's benefit. I personally believe there's a lot of benefits for you being plant-based for you. But again, how could you? It's not about that. It's how can you morally justify killing innocent animals? Like let me put it this way: Would you eat dog meat?
yes, I already ate it in China.
Okay, so would you go right now in the store and buy dog meat?
Probably.
Probably. Okay, cat meat.
Yes.
Okay, so all animals to you are the same. Let me ask you, human meat.
No.
Why not?
because they're on my own species. I don't eat my own
So
species.
just because they're the same group as you.
Yes.
Do you acknowledge that that's exactly the same logic that any racist can apply, that any person, they're the same group as me, the other individuals are not part of my group, therefore they're okay to be slaughtered?
I'm racist towards animals. That's not really racism, I think.
It's a form of discrimination though, right?
Yes, but they don't have. They have feelings, but they cannot communicate those feelings to me if they.
So if people cannot communicate those feelings to you, it's okay to do whatever you want to them. You see, that's the
You're
thing.
very good at arguing.
Yeah, because when you draw arbitrary, that's the thing. When you draw arbitrary lines, I've been doing this for a while, you know. So when you draw arbitrary lines, right? When your morality depends on arbitrary lines, like saying, well, they're the species of me, you're just creating this discrimination that's not based on logic, but rather based in your own subjective thing, right? Like that's exactly what the racist does exactly, because they're saying my subjective thing is that I believe white people are superior to black people, therefore I believe we should do it this way. You believe people are superior to all other animals because you think that the human species is superior to all other animals. You see, this is the type of but there's no logic behind it.
There's also racism among animals. We have also noticed that out of experiments, apes discriminate each other. It's not only the human race that discriminates and is
Yeah, but that
racist.
doesn't mean it's good, right? There's a lot of people who discriminate. There's maybe a lot of animals who discriminate, as you say. But does that mean we should discriminate?
I think it's part of your behavior. You automatically.
So you think that we should discriminate?
No, I don't. Yeah. This morning I was 5 o'clock, I think, waiting for my bus to Antwerp for my train, and there was a man approaching me. I immediately discriminated him to be aware of him. He can be a danger. That's discriminating automatically.
Yeah.
Like, that's dangerous.
But you didn't slash his throat, did you?
No,
No,
but
but
I
you-
avoided him.
That's a different thing, right? Like I can understand not discrimination, but rather you being wary about individuals who are not part of your group, right? Just like I would be wary of strangers. If all of my friends, they're individuals that are part of my group, I would be wary of strangers, of course, just like you would. But that doesn't mean that I get to do whatever I want to those individuals just because they're not part of my group. What you're saying is that you can do whatever you want to animals because they're not part of your group of species.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, so how is that morally justified?
I think it's just how I'm. It's one thing niet. It's how I'm.
It's how you're raised, I get it. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
how
I know.
I'm
I was
raised.
raised the same way. But do you think that if, like, couldn't you say that during slavery times, people like your age who were raised by slave owners, they would have thought that having slaves is normal and it's okay?
It was normal back then.
Do you think it was okay? Do you think it was moral?
I think from the view from now, it was not okay, but back there, everybody thought it was okay. It was
But
normal.
it was never moral.
No, I don't think it was more.
No, so there you go. So then just because you've been taught one thing your whole life, it doesn't mean that that thing is right or that it is moral. So just because you've been taught that it's okay to do this to animals doesn't make it so, right?
Yes, but from
Because
my
what exactly is the difference between, just this, what is the difference between a human and an animal that justifies killing one but not the other?
we also kill humans. We just don't eat
Yeah,
them.
but you don't support that, do you? You wouldn't support killing humans for something that you don't need. You would kill humans only if it's absolutely needed. Yet for animals, you kill animals just because you want, not because you need.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, so what's that difference?
I don't know.
There isn't any. That's that spoiler alert. There isn't.
Yeah.
We're all sentient. We all think. We all emote. We all feel the same way. Intelligence is not that difference because we have less intelligent people, and you would say it's not okay to do this to them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So maybe you shouldn't do this to animals then.
Maybe not. But
Yeah.
like, I still love meat. Just-
Yeah, you know, I used to love the taste of meat also, but the only thing is it's not about what you like. Sometimes it's about asking yourself if what you like is worth forcing these innocent sentient beings through.
From,
Like, is it
I'm
really
fine.
worth cutting the throat of a cow for something that you like? Is that what your values say, that it's okay to kill innocent beings just because you like it?
no, that's not okay.
No, so then don't do it. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, my current situation, I couldn't change my diet because my parents buy meat. And
Yeah, that's not true. You know that.
no, I really can't change it.
So if
It
your
makes
parents
later
if your parents start eating humans and they start putting human meat in front of you, would you eat it?
probably not, but
So there you go. You have a choice.
but we have a rule in the house that because I wanted to turn vegan a while ago, a long time ago in a waar is dat in het Engels? Het vijfde leerjaar. Fifth grade, I think. No, yeah, fifth grade. In fifth grade, and then my parents said, and I get money from my parents, pocket money. Instead, if you are vegan, you don't get pocket money. So
That's what your parents said.
yeah, it's
Are your parents farmers? Why?
Why are they farmers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would they not appreciate you respecting animals? That's kind of weird.
But they make a living of that.
Ah, I see. That's why. Yeah.
They
yeah.
have a cow farm and a sheep farm.
Yeah. So they're slave owners. Animal slaves, but slave owners.
Yeah, but we are very human. We have a real big fields and they're all
Perhaps. Yeah. I'm not
very-
I'm not judging. You know. I'm just saying they are literally are that, right? Like, those animals are enslaved. None of those animals chose to be there. They're born into a system of slavery, exploitation, and murder, right? None of them chose to be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so it's kind of fucked up. It's just I get it if that's your position, but let me just give you a card, you know, and maybe I mean your parents don't really need to see it, but maybe you need to hear it. Just watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. It's a really good speech about kind of what we've been discussing. That's
Yeah.
it.
Thank you very much.
Hey, cheers. Have a good one. And
Also,
I'm Chip. What was your name again? Mats. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mats. Think about it, man. Don't
yeah,
just be part of
I
the
will.
system.
I will think
Question
about
the
it.
system, okay?
yeah. Good luck.
You seem like a smart guy. That's why I'm saying. Have a good one. Hey, Jackie, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. I saw it, yeah. Hey, Ray, good morning from Netherlands. Well, it's good afternoon, actually, from Netherlands. Oh, is it a logical fallacy to assume that something needs a human brain to be sentient? Well, they don't need a human brain, do they? We just know that sentience is an emerging property of brains and central nervous systems. If you don't have that, then it's highly unlikely that you will be sentient. There's a lot of people today on the streets, by the way, so I think we're just gonna have conversations one after another, which is good. Morjoy says, great one yet again, you're on fire. Yeah, I actually stayed yesterday night and I've been looking into, I've been discussing with ChatGPT how to discuss better arguments and how to approach it better. I really want to be a little bit better when I speak to people because it's important that we, understand their perspective and try to get them to think a little bit for themselves. That's, we as animal rights activists, as vegans, we actually have a huge advantage to ourselves because you know what? We have the truth on our side. We have thinking for ourselves. Give me 1 second. I need to set up the battery. Can you guys hear me okay now? I have to disconnect and reconnect the battery. Can you hear me okay now? Yeah. You sound bad now.
I'm so down for that.
Quiet. Okay, give me 1 second. And how about now? Can you hear me okay? Good. Now it's okay, yes. Okay, so I get it. So every time I connect this dongle, I have to reconnect the microphone. Okay. Yeah, the phone wasn't charging and I got the discharge. Yeah. This phone is failing me more and more every day. Hey, Joe Paul, what is it all about? So, hey, we're doing a social experiment. We're trying to get people to respect animals. Do you respect animals? Yes, okay. So, do you think that you can respect animals while at the same time paying for their exploitation for something that you don't need? Samarth, I'm using an iPhone 12 mini. Really old phone. So you think you can respect animals while at the same time exploit them for something that you don't need? Okay, well, then by using your definition of exploitation, Joe Paul, I should be able to give you respect because I'm assuming you want respect, and thus me exploit you for something that I don't actually need, just because I like exploiting you. I'm not sure, says Joe Paul. You're not sure if you would want to be exploited? Let me put it this way. Would you want to be enslaved? That's one form of exploitation. Would you be okay with somebody enslaving you just because they like enslaving you? And not just that, would you be okay? Obviously, I don't think you would be okay. But the question is, do you think when somebody would be enslaving you just because they can, would they be respecting you? You want to try a social experiment? Mr. Down Under, ask me your question. Papa Rhino, it's not about enslaving, it's about exploitation, man. I kept saying it more and more. It's about exploitation. It's simple. No exploitation. We're against exploitation. That's who we are. We're individuals who oppose exploitation as much as it's possible and practicable. And I just happen to fight for animal exploitation, and I can explain to you why I fight for animal exploitation and why animal exploitation is one of those systems that the blame needs to be put on the consumer, not the industries. Because there's a reason also for that. Popo Rhino says then hunt. Hunting is still exploitative, man. It's still treating somebody like an object for something you don't need. Whether that's for whatever, exercise or food or whatever. Hi.
Hi.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay, it's fine.
What's your name?
Beatrice.
Beatrice, I'm Chip. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you. Italy.
Okay, can you come a little bit closer? I'm sorry, that's just so that you're
Here
in
I
view.
am, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Italy. What do you do as a job, Beatrice?
I work in marketing.
You work in marketing, so
Yeah.
you have a desk job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, it's just hypothetically, do you have a badge when you get into work?
No.
No, okay, let's assume you have a badge, okay,
Okay.
just for the sake of the whole hypothetical. So listen, when you get into work the next day, on Monday, I guess, I don't know when you go next day to work, and
In the office?
In the
Or you
office.
mean like also
In the
working
office.
from home?
No,
Okay.
no, in the office. You go into the office, and then somebody takes your badge and says, "Come with me," and they take you into a place where there's an apartment. You have the food that they say you need. You have everything you need, and you never have to leave work again. Not just that you don't have to, you can no longer leave work. You can work, and you get fed and everything that you need. Would that be fair towards you?
No.
No. Why is that?
No, because I also need my social life, except for work. So, I mean,
Let's
you mean
let's
that...
assume they give you social life by saying,
Ah.
oh look, from time to time you get to interact with colleagues at work, and you can have social events with them.
So what do you mean? Like it's gonna be just an apartment where I'm going to work and they'll also give me food, but then after 5 I can just leave and like go back to my normal
No,
life?
no, no, no.
Oh.
After 5 you get to stay there. You're no longer allowed to leave anymore.
I cannot leave that place?
Yeah,
Never.
never.
No, it's not gonna happen. No.
Is that fair towards you?
No.
No. How about what if your company started, like let's say you get pregnant or somebody in your company gets pregnant, and your company buys the child off, whatever. That's already a whole ethical thing on its own. But let's assume that somehow you agree with that. That's not the thing in question, right?
Okay.
But what if that child was selectively grown to do exactly that. Was grown from the start. Was only taught to be in that room. Was only taught to interact with people in that company and never allowed to leave. Would that be fair towards them?
No, I don't think so.
No. So them being brought into existence for that purpose doesn't necessarily mean that it's right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it. Okay. What if, and that's this final what if, and then I'll tell you where I'm going.
Yeah.
What if this child that was brought was intellectually challenged and couldn't possibly realize that there's more to the world than that? Would that be right towards them to do it to them?
No, still, I don't think so.
Still, you don't think so? I appreciate you. Okay. So then, how do you feel about animal agriculture? Do you see the analogy that I made there with what happens?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it. Okay.
Do you think that's the life of an animal in animal agriculture?
No, I completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that to them they actually have the same things that we do? They're literally put in a place where they don't get to decide whether they're brought into an existence only to be exploited and killed?
No.
Do you think that's fair towards them?
No, it's not. No, not at all. Yeah, I completely
Do
agree.
you support animal agriculture in any way?
No.
Do you buy animal products?
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, like I was trying, when I was back in Italy, I was trying to avoid, buying stuff from the supermarket. Try to go only like in butcher shops that were like growing animals, like in white places, like where they could have like way better lifestyle.
Yeah, a
and
nicer
this kind of
couch
stuff.
and a bigger apartment in the
Yeah.
in the
yeah,
company, right?
kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's I get.
Yeah,
what
we
you
would
mean.
still not. They would still not have freedom. They
No,
would
no,
still
no,
not
of
be able to
course.
decide for their own.
Of course.
And they would still be treated like an object at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when they can no longer, when they're the right age, as they say, and the right age is only decided by the person who owns that animal,
Mm-hmm.
they say, well, you have to be killed because you're at the right age. Or,
No, I completely
you
agree.
see what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah.
where you're unproductive, you get killed because you don't produce enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that in the past you were supporting animal products and all this stuff, but I want to show this kind of perspective of what animals go through because it's important that we don't support these industries, Like as opposed to all kind of other exploitation in this world, animal agriculture is a system of exploitation that cannot be changed, right? Animal agriculture can never get better. It's a system of exploitation that will always be inherently exploitative because it depends on using animals.
Yeah.
So, and we can never get consent from them, right? So in that sense, animal exploitation itself animal agriculture is a thing that we need to reject. All other systems we can improve on, right? Like child labor, awful. It's a form of exploitation, it's awful, but we can improve on it, right? Every other system in this world that has exploitation, we can improve on it, and we can always make decisions like when we choose, for example, a phone, we can say, well, this phone is fairer to the people, therefore I'll choose this one. Or this phone, like we can balance it out. But when it comes to animal agriculture, we cannot make choices that are not inherently exploitative. You see what I mean? So do you feel like you want to continue making these choices which are inherently exploitative, or do you want to reject animal agriculture, go vegan, and fuck them all behind?
I'm gonna be honest, like I tried like several times, to go not vegan, vegetarian, but I think the biggest problem is that there is not like such alternative in any way that is gonna like move people to like go from buying animal products in general to something that is different. So
What if you were to, like, if I could give you some resources that would help you with finding the right alternatives and everything with you for your diet, because I'm supposing for clothing you don't have any issues, right? Like, if would you wear somebody's skin? Would you wear a cow's?
No.
Do you have an issue not wearing leather or something?
No, I completely agree. Like,
Yeah.
as I said, like also study marketing. Like my thesis, first of my topics was about like how to influence people to buy, for example, cultured meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that I think could be like a really nice option.
Interesting.
Like
You're from Italy, but they banned it
yeah,
there. Right?
I know.
That's
I mean,
fucked up.
let's not talk about
yeah,
it.
okay, okay.
No, that's why we're in the
okay,
Netherlands.
okay.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that the biggest problem is that, like, for example, fake meat that
Yeah.
right now is in the market, like
The
vegetarian
plant-based
meat,
meats, yeah.
plant-based, is still not like a valid alternative for actual
In
meat,
what
so-
way? Because like protein, maybe they have a little less protein, but they're good.
No,
they
it's just
can
about
be
the
healthy.
taste. It's
Oh,
completely,
just about
it's
the
still
taste.
completely
Yeah.
different.
But
Yeah.
I would say, it comes to taste. It's true that because they're a different food, right? They're not the same food. They're just a different food.
Yeah.
And some of them try to replicate meat as best as they can.
Yeah,
and
but it's not the
texture for a lot of them is almost identical.
Yeah.
Indeed, the taste is kind of different, but you got to ask yourself, is that small difference in taste worth putting these animals through this?
Well, apparently yes. I mean,
Apparently,
I'm not
yes.
talking by myself, but like
I
as of
understand
now,
what
I
others
think,
do, but you do
yeah.
understand that you also have a responsibility of your own when you make these choices,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not like I don't mean to like. Obviously, there's individuals who make choices like this, but I really want to talk about you and your choices because I can't change everybody. I just can only talk
No,
to
of
the people
course.
I talk to.
No, I mean for myself, I'm already buying planted-based meat and this kind of stuff. So
Yeah, so why not
That's
go
the
then
idea,
fully
yeah.
vegan and fuck all of this, you know? Leave
okay,
it behind.
vegan, I don't know. I really don't know.
But
Like
do you
it's
know
still,
why I'm vegan, for example? Do you know
Go.
why? Because like you can imagine cheese, right? Cheese is something. But do you know what happens to dairy cows?
I know, but it's still not the same. You know, like when I try plant-based cheese, it's not the same of the actual one. And I mean, I'm from Italy, so I really love cheese and all the kind of meats. So we
Yeah.
have like this big food culture about that. So I think it's way easier here in the Netherlands because you have some nice food alternatives, but it's still not the same. Like we're still not there in the market.
I understand that. Like, but I'm from Romania, you know. In Romania, there's not a lot of alternatives, but still, it's manageable, it's doable.
It is,
because
yeah.
and you know, I think at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself where your values lie, right? Like, do you really want to cling on to, well, it's not the same taste, it's not the same whatever,
Yeah.
or do you want to say, well, my values say that it's wrong to do so, and fuck that taste, I'll just learn to love something else,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm still figuring out. Can I say? Like, so I'm trying to.
Okay, so
To
here's
go
the
vegetarian
here's the
then the next
here's
step.
the hard question. Okay, how many more animals should be exploited for you before you make a change?
Oh, I don't know.
How many do
Hopefully-
you want?
Hopefully not that much. Yeah.
Hopefully not that much. That's your best hope. Not that much. That's not zero.
I cannot lie. I mean, I'm not going vegan tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I cannot say it's gonna
Why
be
not?
zero. Yeah.
Why not?
I try. Like I'm
But
trying.
do you know what being vegan means, by the way?
What do you mean?
Like, what does it mean being vegan to you?
Like don't eat any kind of products that come from animals?
What if I say it's exactly the same as feminism, but for animals?
Well,
It's right because like being vegan literally just means rejecting animal exploitation. It means respecting animals at the end of the day and respecting that they deserve a right to not be the right to body autonomy, to not be exploited by us, right? So it's the same as feminism for women, right? Women just means equal rights and opportunities for women,
Yeah.
right? So it's a moral thing about the animals. As a consequence, of course, you don't eat them, right? Just like as a consequence of being a feminist, you don't beat up women, right? Same thing. So, yeah. So,
so I'm gonna tell you zero, and I'm gonna try even more. Okay.
okay, I appreciate you for saying that. Listen, let me just give you a card to help you out with all of it, okay? So, one thing you have on this card right here is if you scan this QR code, you have Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan.
Wow.
It's all free.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, and you also
Wow.
have 24/7 coaching. Somebody can log in with you on the Discord server and help you even further. The 24/7 coaching might be only available in English, so you might need to switch to English.
fine.
But the other thing, I think it's also there.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Hey, thank you so much for having this conversation with me.
course.
And I love that you're open-minded and think from this other perspective because we are in a privileged position. We just get to make choices, oh this or that, but they
yeah.
don't have choices. When
Of
we
course.
force our choice onto them, they get put into a slaughterhouse. Okay.
Thank you. It's nice
Hey,
meeting
thank you. Nice.
Have a nice day.
Hey, have a good one. That was pretty good, huh? She was, yeah. That was a pretty good conversation. I like that. Can you give us the Italy reference, please? The Italy reference, I don't know what you mean. Do you mean the Challenge 22? So I think you have the links to Challenge 22 right here in the description of this video if you're interested. And hey, everybody, if you're enjoying this conversation and everything we're doing, please don't forget to subscribe and like, right? It helps with the algorithm and it helps with my mental health. You guys want to try? Say it again.
What?
You want to try the social experiment?
Well, what is?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
Okay.
Are you okay being live on my YouTube channel?
Oh, what is? Ah, Instagram.
No, it's a YouTube, I said. Okay. So how do you feel about oppression? But you gotta pay attention to me.
No, tu che parli? Tu che parli inglese?
Parla tu.
Oggi...
Guarda, tu sai parlare inglese.
Do you guys know what oppression is?
Yes.
Amsterdam is a beautiful city. City
Okay.
of the liberty.
Yeah, okay.
All the drugs.
So oppression literally just means prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment, or exercise of authority.
What
It's
is orange street?
Say that again.
What is?
What is what?
What is?
Ti sta dicendo, comba, ti sta spiegato che cosa significa oppressione.
Ah,
vogliamo cosa roba
e quindi pro contro.
Fai un discorso
Then-
serio.
Yeah. Okay. Would you guys think you are for or against oppression?
Against.
Against. Okay. Okay.
No, perché-
What if
Contro l'oppressione chi te stramuto.
oppression, depression.
oppression?
Ah, oppression.
Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
No.
No. What if the powerful get some benefit from it, from oppressing them?
Gets
It's still they should still not have the right, should they? So if the powerful benefit from oppressing the powerless, should they have the right to do so? What if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
it's like a regime, so you can do anything.
But it still doesn't make oppression okay, does it?
Sai che stanno schivando?
Okay. Okay. So then, if oppression is wrong in all these circumstances, do you think that when we're oppressing animals, it's wrong for the same reasons?
It depends on which type of oppression you.
Like the animals that we exploit in animal agriculture, for example. The animals that, do you like animals?
Yes.
Do you think that the animals in animal agriculture then deserve to be exploited and killed?
I think yes. Not.
Gli allevamenti intensivi.
Prendi, fra.
Ci ho
Dice,
detto sì.
non è che come
I-
l'oppressione è
I-
come gli animali che vengono.
The meat. So I have to
E come si chiama?
understand.
But you support a system of oppression. Then.
I don't support the oppression, but I want to.
You think you're raising somebody for the sole purpose of you killing them and eating their flesh is not oppressive?
No, because it's
So
an
if somebody did that to you,
For me, it's only an animal.
it's only an animal, but you're also only an animal. You're human, you're
I am
only an animal.
But I'm more intelligent than.
So any human being who has the intellect, like an intellectually challenged human being, would be okay to do this. to
No,
them.
because I am a person. I'm not an animal. I can.
This is called nature.
It's called nature.
They have the rudimental things to eat, so go to with the I don't know lion, the group, and go to search something to eat. We are more evolved than animal, so we don't go to find a bovino, a cow to shoot. We have a cow and we kill because we have.
But here's an interesting thing about the nature and lions. In nature, lions, they kill
Yeah.
all their cubs when they want to mate with the females, when they want to show dominance in their pride. So basically, they kill all the children in that pride. Would it be okay to do that as a human being because it happens in nature?
Yes.
So it'd be okay for you to kill all your friends'
Not
children?
all my friends, but the animal.
But the animal,
No.
You are
But
animal. You are a human. You are a different things, bro. We are more.
we're all animals.
See, we come from animals.
No, we are animals. We're
from-
mammals.
We are more evolved than animals. So
All animals evolved exactly the same amount of time as we did.
no, lo sapevi che ci mangiamo la carne.
No, dico, lui dice che è vegetariano. Cioè lui è
No, you are
Lui dice che è
vegetarian.
Vegan.
vietato fra
Vegan, è vegano, capì? Non.
But I'm an animal rights activist. That's why I sit here. It's not because I'm being vegan. Literally, just means I respect animals and I don't force them into slaughterhouses. As an animal,
respect animals also, but I like to.
In our-
I don't. I respect.
Like I don't buy many meat. I have my uncle that has animals, but not in.
Sono agguerriti sti animalisti.
Che significa allevamento intensivo?
Intensive allevamento.
oh, animal like factory farming.
My uncle is a factory farmer. I eat only the meat that he do. So he kill maybe one cow, and then we can.
How is that fair towards that one cow?
Huh?
How is that fair towards that one cow?
I don't understand.
How is that fair towards that one cow?
Sono 50.
If somebody killed you and fed a lot of people with it, would that be okay towards you?
Not a cow.
You're just a human being. Don't get too stuck up on the species that you are. Why would your species, you being a species of human, mean anything else other than somebody being a different species than you? Like, why is it that species is all of a sudden something that we should determine whether somebody has moral worth or not?
Because the cow is less as we are more evolved, so the cow doesn't.
No, everybody is just as much evolved. Evolution happens in time. All the animals that are here on Earth right now are just as much evolved as us.
The animal, the cow,
Listen, we respect your.
This isn't my view. This is the reality. This isn't my position.
No. We respect your opinion, but we stay with others.
Let me give you a card, look into it, because I feel like the language barrier is real, and you'll find the resources in Italian also, okay?
No, but I don't think I will eat meat for all my life.
we just meet a good hot dog. No, bro.
Vabbè, we respect your opinion,
But it's not about respecting me or my opinion. It's about respecting animals. I'm sitting here sitting here for them, right? You can respect me all you want. Yeah, hell, you can disrespect me all you want. I don't care about that. It's about the animals. Why would you disrespect animals? Why would you force them into slaughterhouses? Just because they don't have a voice to say, please stop, doesn't mean you should continue doing it.
We need to do. We respect your opinion, but
Magni che è magnuto.
I just spoke to another Italian girl and she said she can do it.
In Italy say magno che è magnuto.
Yeah,
before they eat you.
Yeah, I don't think that is true, is it? Like, you wouldn't apply the same logic to somebody who's stronger than you, so...
Sei un tipo meschino. What is the name of channel?
I wanted to give you a card, but nobody wanted to take a card. Only if you promise me to watch one video there. Okay? Just watch the top one, okay? You just scan the QR code and watch the top video, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. She's from Italy when she talked about cultured meat. No, I said, no, you said to her she's from Italy when she talked about cultured meat. Yeah, so the thing about cultured meat is that, so we're having these fools to deal with, Chip. That's okay. And as you can see, I'm still calm and I don't really, it doesn't faze me that much. In Italy, they banned cultured meat for some reason. It's just animal agriculture propaganda, you know. It's the exact same reasons to facilitate the industries, the animal agriculture. That's it. You've seen Food Inc. You just want to learn. That's it. Says Jedi Ninja. Okay, Jedi. What exactly is holding you back from rejecting animal exploitation today? Hey, the vegan plant. Nice to see you here. Pia, by the way, are you from Italy, Pia? Did you understand some of the things they were saying? Mr. Down Under, so where's this moral high ground coming from? Mr. Down Under, I recommend that you stick around and you see that this isn't about any moral high ground. In fact, the social experiment that I do literally just shows that people are in line with the morals of veganism, but they're not aligning their actions with it. It's an experiment that shows they're either in line with veganism or that their morals are inconsistent, and they usually do that just to justify something that they like to do. Sorry, no, Chip, I'm not Italian. Okay, Pia, because your name sounds very Italian. I'm sorry for asking that. Danny Lee asked me, where are you? I'm in Amsterdam right now. To be honest, I couldn't watch Dominion till the end. I stopped it after 20 minutes, says Soldier. Yeah, Soldier, I get it. I only watched 5 minutes and I couldn't. And I started crying. It's insane, huh? It's very, very sad when you realize that all these animals are exactly the same as us in all the ways that matter. They think, they emote, there's a somebody behind those eyes, you know? Just because they can't speak doesn't mean we get to do all that shit to them just because we want it, just because we get some benefit from it, or just because we make money from it, because that's the reality. Yeah. Is there nothing behind plants? Asks Mr. Down on Mr. Down Under. So plants are not sentient. No, sentience, as far as we know, is an emerging property of brains or central nervous systems. Plants don't have either. But you know, I know. Then I don't want to go into the plants could be sentient or plants. So I don't want to go down that route. So I can tell you that even in a situation where you think that plants' lives matter a lot, you could, but you would also argue that animal lives obviously matter a little more because of their sentience. Number one, and number two, you could also argue that when you eat an animal, you also eat all the plants that that animal has eaten to grow up there. So generally that just means you're actually ending up killing way more plants down the road and exploitation of one animal. Hi. You want to try the social experiment?
It depends. What is it?
Just ask you some questions, that's it.
Okay.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, what's your name?
Miro.
Miro, nice to meet you. I'm Chip.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from? Chip.
Chip. Okay.
Where are you from?
Lebanon.
Lebanon. Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
you?
nice. I'm from Romania originally.
Okay.
Okay, so how do you feel about animals?
Animals, I love them.
You love them?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you love about them?
That depends. Dogs are cute. Cats are cute.
What if they're not cute?
But they are small and fluffy.
Okay.
So they're cute.
How do you feel about animal exploitation?
I don't know, but what do you mean animal exploitation?
I mean like using them for as products, treating them like products.
I feel stupid. I don't understand the question. Like fur, clothes, and stuff.
For clothes, yeah.
Oh, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
What about for food?
I eat food, to be honest.
Yeah. So do you think you need to force animals into slaughterhouses so that you get nutrition and taste?
My opinion on my view on this is I think it depends on where you're from. So because I'm from Lebanon and they're slaughtering our people, so my priority is stop slaughtering our people.
So because they're slaughtering your people, you think it's okay to slaughter animals?
My main concern is to stop slaughtering people.
I understand that, but
So,
you know,
it's not like, oh,
but let me put it
just
this way. Let me put it
makes
this way.
this okay.
Yeah, but you know, when you choose what you eat, you make a choice yourself. Nobody's forcing you into that.
Yeah.
Is anybody forcing you?
Into
the choice that you're eating?
No.
No, you're making that choice.
Yeah.
So why not choose something that doesn't exploit an animal?
Because I feel everything exploits everything in general in food.
Well,
like even people who, the way you do your strawberries and blueberries and so on, everything has some sort of
so there is some form of exploitation everywhere. But
in
you know
all
what?
of the food.
But we want no exploitation in the end, right?
But then you sit.
That would
and
be ideal, right?
The
In your ideal world,
in
no
my ideal
exploitation
world,
would exist.
I have my own farm and I do everything in my own like.
So in your ideal world, you would still be exploiting animals.
No, the farm, the cows are there for milk.
Is that not exploitation? What if you were there for milk for somebody?
But don't they need to give milk?
Why do cows give milk?
Them and they die?
Why do cows give milk?
I don't know.
Why do we give milk? Why do humans give milk?
Humans, not all humans give milk.
Why do the humans that give milk give milk?
For babies.
For babies.
Yeah.
So why do cows give milk?
I don't know. Is it the same?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Babies. Yeah.
Okay.
We're mammals. We're all mammals. So
Okay.
we all give milk for the same
So only
reason.
the cows that are giving birth can give milk?
Exactly.
Not all of the cows?
No, only the ones that give milk. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only that give birth. Yeah. So what do you think farmers do? Do you think they wait until they decide to get pregnant, or do you think they forcefully impregnate them?
I don't know.
They forcefully impregnate them.
Mm.
Yeah. They don't wait around. They only have a small period of when they're in heat, and that's when they forcefully impregnate.
Really?
Them. Yeah. So what do you think? Like literally, they put their I don't know if you've seen. They have a giant glove. They put their hand in their anus, hold their cervix, and inject bull semen in their vagina.
Really?
Yeah. So when the
And
baby.
they give babies?
Yeah, and
as
after,
well?
Yeah. Well, the cows, yes, yeah. And
Wait, so we have milk 24/7. So all of the cows are getting milk are getting
pregnant, yeah.
24/7.
Well, no, every year over year, they get pregnant. But when the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
To who?
To the babies, yeah.
Nothing. What?
The first thing that happens is the farmers, because their whole product is milk.
Yeah.
They separate the babies from the mothers so that they don't drink
They
the milk.
can't even at all.
So some farmers they let them drink, but they have to control how much milk they drink. But most farmers they don't. Most farmers they keep them separate and feed them either milk or something else from their mothers, right?
But there are those, so that's what I'm saying. If I'm gonna do something ideal world, it's gonna be ethical. It's not gonna be non-ethical. And my tomatoes will be grown from like the actual like.
But
good,
what if
like
you
all
get a
of the
cow who
good
doesn't want to be
everything.
pregnant?
She doesn't get pregnant. So what?
So then you never get milk.
So what? But I take care of her.
Yeah.
Because she's cute.
Yeah, I appreciate you. That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, I have no problem with that. You know, my problem is with this inherent exploitation that we do, right? Because for as with what I described for you for milk, you know, if the baby is born male, they get killed because they don't produce milk. If the boy is born female, they get impregnated every year like their mothers until when they can no longer be impregnated. And that usually happens
then-
around 6 to 8 years because no body was made to be impregnated every year. And when that happens, the farmers kill them.
But
and they
can she give milk while she's pregnant?
Uh,
So they wait a year
no,
for
no,
her
no.
to
They
give
have
milk?
to. Yeah. So for a whole year, they give milk after they've have the baby, and obviously the
And
production
do they make her
declines.
pregnant while she is giving the milk so that they save time?
Well, she only has one period when she's in heat throughout the year, so that's when they try to forcefully impregnate her. And if the pregnancy doesn't stick, like if she doesn't get pregnant, then she gets killed because keeping her alive for another year would mean that they have to feed her.
Feed
and
her,
it's too much, you know.
Very sad.
So yeah, it's very sad, and this is the kind of stuff that we're supporting when we're buying animal products. So and I understand that you're part of a world where you're having way worse situations, and I feel sorry for you. I really genuinely do, and I do my best to not support any of this kind of shit all over the world. You know, I'm a peaceful person. I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in violence in any form, but you know, when you make choices, you just need to be aware that you have other choices. So when you make a readily available choice to force animals into this situation, to force them to be exploited, and you don't need to, you're literally just saying, I don't give a shit about your life. I don't give a shit about what you went through. I want to get my product. You see what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's very interesting. Again, my perspective on things, as you were saying, is a bit different. I feel like sometimes some people are hypocrites because you know there's a lot of vegetarians who are Zionists, and it just makes me sick.
Yeah, vegetarians are hypocrites indeed. I can agree with that.
No, not Zionist vegetarians.
Zionist
That's what
vegetarians.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Zionist vegans.
Yeah.
Like you can't be supporting Israel and what they do and then be a
What does one
vegetarian.
have to do with another?
It's a show. It's not
I mean, there's a
oxymoron.
lot of like greenwashing propaganda that like they're the most vegan-friendly army in the world. They care about animals, but then they're also slaughtering.
I didn't
innocent
even know that. Really, they have this
They
propaganda.
have this,
Oh,
they
I
have this
didn't know that,
greenwashing
yeah.
propaganda. I
Yeah.
mean, in the end, the issue with veganism, it's a capitalist
Yeah,
issue,
yeah.
right? The Netherlands is horrible with how they treat their cows, but it's where you buy your products from. I think to assume
I
that
don't,
the
I don't.
consumer...
I don't support any of this
Yeah,
industry.
but to assume that the consumer is solely responsible is also a bit difficult to place that.
Well, let me explain.
responsibility.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up because I actually had to find a way to explain this in a very way because when it comes to animal agriculture, the consumer is the one to be placed the blame on. You know why? Because
And not the
all
farmers, not
and
the
not the farmers. And you know
policymakers.
why? Let me explain why.
Not the capitalist structure.
Let me
we're
explain
in.
to why. Yes, let me explain exactly why.
Okay, but
because
Yeah.
and then you can go whatever.
Okay.
Let me explain this.
We have
So
tickets.
there's systems in this world that have exploitation, as you mentioned it,
Mm-hmm.
right down the line. You buy clothes, you buy whatever it is you buy. There is exploitation behind it. The only problem is these systems have exploitation. What you do is all these systems can be improved in the long run, right? Child labor can be abolished and then they can use normal labor. Whatever kind of exploitation there is, that can be improved. However, animal exploitation is not a system that has exploitation, is a system that inherently depends on exploitation. Animal
as
agriculture
you said, it
cannot
can also
exist
be
without
improved.
exploitation.
I think my main comment here. That
So
I
when
want
you support it, there is no way for you to support animal exploitation without
I
supporting
understand,
exploitation.
but animal exploitation in the agriculture industry, as we know it, is built by Western philosophies. Indigenous people in the East did not have issues with how they raise their animals and farm.
I know that, but,
So, this is
but you
an-
know,
this is an
people
issue
in
of
the
the West.
Netherlands have no issues with how they raise what they do to animals. It's not about the issues we have with what we do to them. It's the issues that we force them like that. Do you think? I don't care that if you're in any part of the world, if you have an option to not exploit or slaughter an animal, why would you ever choose to? I don't care how you do
It's
it.
a very
I just
vague
care.
topic
Why
that
would you
you're,
do
like,
it?
claiming that all consumers of cheese or whatever, of dairy everywhere.
Yeah, they
at
are
fault,
responsible
but
for it.
We're talking about individual cases. In the Netherlands, yes, it is an issue. You should not buy it from here because of the way they
Everywhere where you buy any animal product has inherent animal exploitation. Do you know what that means?
Of everywhere and everything.
Do you know what inherent animal exploitation
Listen,
means?
I was vegetarian for 18 years and vegan for
So you
3.
supported animal exploitation.
No, but you're twisting words, and that's the issue. I don't
Vegetarian means animal exploitation again.
I was 3 years old. What am I exploiting at 3 years old when I became a vegetarian?
I don't know why you listen. I'm not here trying to judge you or to make any of
No,
this
I
things.
know, but, like, your
I'm here
arguments
just
are
trying to
very
tell you that you do have choices. You need to stop exploiting animals, and it's your responsibility. It's very simple. There's two types of systems. You can classify it by two types of systems. One has exploitation and the other is inherently dependent on exploitation. A system that is inherently dependent on exploitation cannot possibly exist without you supporting them. It's your fault for that system to be existing. A system that has exploitation in it, you can justify it in all sorts of ways. You can say, well, it can be improved. Well, this and that, whatever. But the system that is inherently dependent on exploitation can never be improved, can never not have exploitation because it's inherently dependent on exploitation. There you go. I went a little rant there. You forgot to give her a card, says Benji. They left right away. Whatever, at least that girl learned a little bit about what dairy cows go through, you know? And that's essentially the thing. I know that her friend is going to say, well, that's not true. That's just the Western world. You see, this type of thing of saying that the blame is not my fault. Well, it is when you're supporting a system of inherent exploitation. It is your fault for it. It's inherent. It's dependent on it. Like Mike. Look, Mike asks me, are his clothes vegan? Yes, all my clothes are vegan. Are they free of exploitation? Perhaps not. Perhaps there were human beings who were exploiting down the line doing this. I feel sorry for that, and I try to make the best choices. But at the end of the day, all these systems of making clothes can be improved, all of them, right? But the animal agriculture, the one that you're supporting, can never be improved. It will always have inherent exploitation. There you go. Hi, Chip. Also, bye. Gotta go again. See you soon. I'll also be live next week again, says Alexandra. Bye, Alexandra. Nice to have you here. Yeah. It's so funny that can you guys, let's just make a rule, people in the chat, you know, if you're not vegan, that's okay, you know, I mean, it's not in my worldview, but I guess in your worldview, it's okay. However, can you please make all your arguments and mention everything based on the victims of your choices, not on what you want or what you like, because it's not about you or yourself, right? Can you for 1 second? Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Selçuk.
Nice to meet you. Where are you
Nice
from?
to meet you too. I'm from Turkey.
Chip. Yeah. Okay, so how do you feel about animals?
I think I don't feel anything about animals.
By the way, I forgot to ask you, are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Oh, this is live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi. Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, how do you feel? Oh, I asked you how do you feel about animals. What did you answer? I'm sorry.
I think...
do you think animals should be respected?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I think animals were here before us, and I prefer them to be here after us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that, and that's an interesting thing, do you think animals are here for us?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
They're here with us, right?
Yeah, we are here with them.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Oh, that's an awesome thing. Okay. Do you think that, what do you think about animal exploitation?
I think it's all about it's a disaster for humans. I think that's what I feel
And
about
for
it.
the animals, right?
Yeah.
Do
I mean,
you?
It's what I was trying to say is it's a shame for us.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It is. So, do you think that it's? Do you support any system of animal exploitation?
No, I don't.
No. Do you consume any animal products?
Yes, I do.
Do you think that's a system of animal exploitation?
Yes, it is, actually.
So, do you think you're supporting a system of animal exploitation?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of it. Actually, I was vegan for a long time. Then this is the part that makes me sweat right
Yeah,
now
yeah.
because there's no like rigid answer to that. I'm part of it,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to stay out of it.
What is keeping you from it? Like, and also, you said that you're vegan. What does being vegan mean to you?
Being vegan, yeah, I think I got out of the being vegan because of the vegans. Because I think they kind of annoyed me a lot lately. I mean, being in the vegan community.
Okay.
When they started to pretend like it's a religion, and you know.
But let me put it this way: you think that if I would assume you're anti-slavery, right?
Yeah.
And if the people who are anti-slavery annoy you, does that make you be pro-slavery?
Could you repeat that again, please?
So if the people who are also anti-slavery
Yeah.
annoy you, would that make you pro-slavery?
No.
No. So then, when it comes to veganism, it feels like you adopted this other worldview, right? Like
Yeah.
because veganism literally just means opposing animal exploitation,
Yeah.
or thinking that animal exploitation is bad and not participating in it, right?
Yeah.
So if other vegans annoy you, then why would you? You can also choose to not be part of that community, but
Yeah.
why would you force animals into a slaughterhouse? Wouldn't that be against your own values?
Yeah. If I leave now, would that be rude to your?
If you want to leave.
Yeah.
Ah, no, you're free to leave.
Yeah,
Of course. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's. I understand. You know, some
Yeah.
people, like, can I give you a card before
Yeah,
you
yeah,
leave?
yeah,
No.
please.
Yeah. So I recommend, since you already tried a plant-based diet, I recommend you watch the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might help you out on your road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, I cannot follow you up right now. So.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So-
Yeah.
But I get you. But I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
what you're trying to do
I
here,
just
so
I'm
I
just here
respect
to
that.
speak
Yeah.
up for animals. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that. And I'll be more careful about that.
Yeah. Don't be the person who's exploiting them. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
I
you for what
appreciate
you're
you.
doing here.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you're standing.
Thank you for stopping by. We've actually been having some pretty good reactions from people today, huh? Oh no, the battery again. We have to do this again, everybody. Okay, let's test. Can you guys hear me okay? Guys and girls and everybody in between. Yes. Okay, perfect. Look at that. He looks as healthy as a vegan would look. So what does that even mean? That's so funny, you know? And it's so funny because you can attack me. Maybe I don't look healthy to you or something. I don't care. My health markers are always pretty good. But hey, I don't care that you think I look in a certain way. That's okay. How does that morally justify you forcing animals into slaughterhouses? Huh? How does that morally justify you paying for needless exploitation of animals? Homeless vegan says, Chip, you look better. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, James. I look better. Look at me, I'm a beta. I'll always rather be a beta than force innocent animals into slaughterhouses. Yeah, always. Not the, you look like you're lacking essential vitamins. Oh my God, not the, you know what? You should be hired by doctors if you can tell if somebody has a vitamin deficiency simply by looking at them. Wow, that's a good skill to have, you know? Doctors should hire you. Oh yeah, this person looks like they lack of certain vitamins, definitely. There you go. Why do we need machines, blood tests? No, just put this guy in charge. He looks at them and he already knows if they have a vitamin deficiency or not. Why do lions eat animals? I mean, they could eat trees. Do you really think lions could eat trees? Humans don't eat trees, but lions could eat trees. They're carnivores, man. Lions are not omnivores, first of all. Second of all, just because a lion does it doesn't mean that we should do it, right? Lions also literally kill all their cubs in a tribe to show dominance in that tribe and to mate with all the females faster. Imagine if a human being killed all the children of their friends in order to have sex with the partners of their friends. Imagine that. And imagine that person saying, well, Your Honor, lions do it. Why shouldn't I be able to do it?
Sì, però se senti il dolore degli altri ogni volta.
Samar says this is turning into a comedy. Yeah, pretty much, because that's the thing. It's kind of funny. The arguments that people have against veganism are usually just comedic because they're just nonsensical. There's never, I've never ever, I've heard debates all around. I've seen plenty of it. I've been dedicating my life to animal rights activism for quite a while now, and I've watched a lot of videos, a lot of things, and absolutely nobody has an argument. Hey Valerie, thank you for loving what I stand for. Please also consider being vegan and not forcing animals into slaughterhouses. Have you seen Carnism Debunked debate? Asks me, a transhuman right? Yeah, I actually watched half of it before coming here, and I was like, that guy is insane, man. That was such a. I actually started laughing midway. It's just such an insane. I wouldn't even call that a debate because it was just a ridiculous thing. Good food chef. Yo, I'm struggling to give up cheese. Maybe it would help you if you learned what dairy cows go through for that cheese, for milk. Maybe that would help you out. Just watch the 3-minute video that's in the footage right here. That could help you understand why we are all vegan, why we respect animals. It takes 3 minutes. Hi. You guys okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah. Of course.
Can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view?
Yeah.
Nice. What are your names?
Sophia.
Sophia, nice to meet you.
Davide, nice to meet you.
Davide, where are you guys from?
Italy. South of Italy. From the south of Italy, yes.
You're the third Italians today.
Yeah,
Okay,
because we are really social involved, I think.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. That's a good description. Yeah, that's a good explanation why. So how do you guys feel about animals?
Animals.
Yeah. Do you think we should respect them? Do you think they're like objects and we can do whatever we want to them? How do you feel?
Of course, they're like life creatures, so they should be respect them.
Yeah.
Of course. No, I don't perspect my perspective is not that they are object and we have the power. Of course, the story of the human being, is based on this sort of story that the humans win on the animals. That's why.
What do you think?
I think that the problem is that we tend to categorize animals a lot. It's like we classify them. I don't know what is the base on what we put our classification actually. I don't know, because for example, mouses are shit for us, they are considered really degrading animals. But actually there are also hamsters are the same category of mouse, and they still are in the houses of many people. So I think it's really contradictory.
Yeah, it almost seems arbitrary in a sense, right?
Yeah, sometimes I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, mouse disease, but we can adapt this to many animals. Actually, we eat animals, so why do we eat pork but we don't eat
dogs?
Yes, I was thinking about dogs. Yeah.
So that actually brings me to my subject. That's also why I want to ask you, why do you guys eat animals but not dogs?
I eat animals because so I'm particularly I know that eating animals is wrong. All my friends basically are vegan or vegetarian, but I think that for my problem is more about my the country where I'm from and the region where I'm from.
Food culture.
Yeah, food culture.
Right.
In Italy.
But is anybody forcing you to respect that culture, or can you just?
No, but I enjoy my culture.
You enjoy, yeah.
That's
But
the
do you think you
problem.
can enjoy your culture without the need of exploiting animals? Do you think you can still sit down with people, have the same meat food but plant-based?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, probably right now, it would be really difficult because, like, for example, we came from a region which is in the south of Italy, where there's still a little bit like behind it. They don't really have this new perspective as we can find it here in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Or in Germany, like I live in Germany, and there, like, there is everyone is vegetarian.
Yeah.
Oh, you live in Germany.
Yes.
Okay. Do you also live in Germany?
No, I live in Amsterdam.
You live in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm a student.
so I understand what happens in Italy then.
Yeah.
But you guys don't live there, right?
No.
So you
anymore.
cannot
Germany,
you cannot
I
say
don't
that
eat meat in Germany.
you cannot say that the reason why I support animal exploitation is because, like, if you're in a situation where you have no other alternative, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
But if you have alternatives, how can we justify supporting animal exploitation?
You cannot justify. It's just that
Yeah,
people
it's
like
not-
think about the taste. I know it's like it's just really brutal to say.
Yeah.
But the only reason why I eat animals is the taste, and I mainly eat animals when I'm in Italy. Like when I'm in Germany,
Yeah, of
I never
course.
eat meat because I know that the provenience is not something
Yeah,
that I know.
like even the
Like,
eggs, you know, like
it's
the all
expensive
the
also, like.
yeah, and now also like it is different to buy, like, I don't know, to eat something, for example, from a farmer, so something like with 0 kilometers, than here in a discount,
Yeah.
like the quality, and even though like you know how the animals are treated to get that eggs or that piece of meat.
Why does it matter how they're treated? The question is about exploitation, right? Do you think that if they're treated nicely, it's okay to exploit them?
No, not at all. Like, no, it's not trying to justifying it. Of course, since we're not justifying, but still we eat animals. Like, for me, it is important that, like, I can at least know that these animals that I'm eating has been through a process, has been treated well, has been eaten well for all his life, So,
All his life. Do you know that they're killed
No,
at less than 10% of their lifespan?
yeah.
10%.
Yeah,
I
like,
didn't know,
depends
like-
on the animal, right? Dairy cows live the longest, and it's at 25% of their lives.
Yeah, but I think that the thing about like the animals being treated, it's more always about an anthropocentric view of things. Like,
Yeah, of course.
In reality, we are more thinking about the problems that the shitty meat can bring to us. So it's always like something that it's.
And I feel like a lot of the times when we say that we don't want animals to be treated, it's, as you said, right? It's because we want the quality of the meat to be
Yeah.
good, one. But we also kind of don't want animals to suffer, right? Like we think,
Yeah.
because we would feel bad about ourselves knowing that somebody's suffering for us at the end of
Yeah,
the day, right?
of course.
And we somehow we justify saying, well, killing them is not really suffering because, it's kind of like putting them out of their misery, out of their suffering, right? But the reality is that while you can't see it that way, the way I see it personally is like a justice thing, right? Is it really just for us to take the lives of animals, to basically to bring them to life for the sole purpose of using them, and when we can no longer use them, to take their life just because we can, just because we get some form of pleasure from it, just because it's convenient for us or whatever it is that how we justify it? Because no matter how hard it is for you to be vegan, to respect animals, to never force them in these situations, do you think that it's harder for you, or do you think it's harder for these animals that are forced for you?
Oh, it's harder.
It's
like,
harder
to
for the
them.
animals, 100%.
Yeah. And do you think that in situations like this, when we make choices, when we do actions, don't you think we should at least consider the victims on the other side? Like, and we should kind of balance it out in a way, right? Like, I understand that when we make choices, like whether we buy clothes, whether we buy phones, there's some, we cannot escape some form of exploitation there
course.
happening. But when it comes to animal agriculture, we have available options where no animals are exploited, and that it means plant-based, right? Like, is the taste a little bit different? Sure, but can I adjust to the taste? Yes. Why wouldn't I then? Like, right? Like, that's what I mean. Like, is it really that we need to cling on to this particular taste that we get from animal products? Is that really that important? Is it really, like, you gotta ask yourself, is it really that much more important than hundreds of animals that are exploited and killed for you every year?
I think that the problem is also about like the consume of food, in like the waste of food in general.
Yeah, waste of food is a problem indeed, but that can be solved, right? Like, and that's also another thing, right? Like, all of other exploitation forms that we support without wanting, or even maybe we're sometimes ignorant about it and we support it, all of those other types can be improved.
Yeah.
Whereas when it comes to exploitation of animals, if we're supporting animal agriculture, it is a system that depends on animal exploitation. There is no way, there cannot be animal agriculture without animal exploitation. So when we're supporting animal agriculture, we are supporting animal exploitation no matter if we want to or not. So that system can never be improved. Whereas, let's say, oh, you're buying whatever vegetables, and in vegetable production bees are used or whatever, and it's fucked up. It sucks that it happens, but all those can be improved in time, right? Whereas if you continue supporting this system of animal exploitation, that can never be improved. You're always just going to be in the same place. Animals will continually be exploited for you, and it will continuously suck. I don't know, for them mostly.
Can I ask you what was your experience? Like why? Like what is behind your choice? Like now I can understand.
Sure. I appreciate
but
it.
I was like wondering what was your experience like, if you can tell me.
Yeah, sure. So for me, I went vegan because I learned about what happens to dairy cows. Do you guys know what happens to dairy cows?
No.
Dairy cows.
No, I don't really know.
People in the chat have already heard the story a couple of times, but I'll explain it to you again. No worries, no problem. They're like 170.
176.
Yeah. But you got to pay attention to me. A lot of people, when they come, they look at the chat and they stop paying attention to me. And it's important that you have the conversation with me, not the people in the chat. Because, in the chat, I don't know who the people are.
Maybe people would say they're stupid and stuff like that. I know.
You said, come talk to me.
Yeah, exactly. And I say, come talk to me. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so what happens to dairy cows is, let's put it this way. Why do you think cows produce milk?
What?
Why do cows produce milk?
Cows produce milk. This is tricky. I don't know this question. Like, what cow? Why,
let me ask you, why do humans produce milk?
They're pregnant.
Do humans?
Yeah, because they had a baby.
Yeah, of course.
So they have to have a baby to
need to
produce milk. Yeah. So do you think farmers, they let them get pregnant whenever they want, or do you think they force them pregnant?
They force them.
Yeah, so that's one
to
thing,
get the milk.
right? Yeah, the procedure goes like, I can show you, I have video footage of that.
No, I don't.
So the procedure goes like somebody puts they have a big glove. You'll see it all around the internet. They have this big glove. They put their hand in the anus of a cow.
Yes, I know.
They hold the cervix and then they inject bull semen in their vagina. It's forceful impregnation. It's fucked up, right? Like if we would do that to a human being, how would we call it?
Yeah, like.
It's.
Yeah. So I don't know. We say in Italian. I don't know.
Yeah, rape, right?
Yeah, rape.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
After 9 months, when the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
Like the baby cows?
Yeah. What do you think farmers do with them?
I think that most of them are killed because they have to grow, and in order to be grown, they have to have food, and so they have to have the money to get them food, so they are killed.
Yeah, so you kind of jump to the worst case scenario, but the reality is that the first thing that happens is they get separated from their mothers.
Of course, yeah.
So they don't drink the milk, or so that farmers can control how much milk they drink. Some farmers still, afterwards, they kind of let them drink a little bit of the milk, but then they shoo them away. Like my grandma, that's what she did. She let the baby cow drink a little bit of the milk, and then she would use a broom and shoo him away. But most farmers, they keep them separated. You'll see they have these little pens where they're separated because they don't have to, if they're with their mothers, they drink the milk.
Yeah.
And the milk has to be sold, you see.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's why they separate them. And they feed them either the same milk, or in most cases they feed them a substance that's they use a dust and they mix it with water, and it kind of replicates some of the vitamins that they need. So yeah, that's already fucked up if you ask me, like separating them from their mothers. Yeah, if they're born male, you were right on the money. Males don't produce any milk, so they get killed. And females, if they're born female, year over year, they get forcefully impregnated like their mothers, and have their babies taken from them afterwards. And when they can no longer be impregnated, because no body was built to be impregnated year over year, especially forcefully, then they kill them because they're only hit for one period of the year, and if the pregnancy doesn't stick in that time, then they would have to keep them alive for another year, and that would mean feeding them, and it's expensive for them to do that. So they kill them, and that usually happens around 6 to 8 years, and they can live up to 24, 25 years. So as I said, kind of like a quarter of their life spent being raped every year, having your baby stolen from you every year, and then being exploited in meanwhile for your milk. Like you're literally just a milk machine throughout the day. And when that's all over, you get killed. I honestly think like it's a mercy kill more than anything for these dairy cows. Sadly, it's kind of sad. So that's what got me to be vegan. When I learned about this, I thought my first knee-jerk reaction was to say that it surely doesn't happen in the Netherlands. You know, you go outside, you bike, you see cows everywhere.
Yeah, you see a lot of animals.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it cannot possibly be this way. But then I looked into it, and it's exactly the same here also. In fact, there's even worse practices in some situations here. So,
Are you from here?
no, I'm from Romania originally, but I live here. Yeah, it's a fucked up system. So I said I cannot possibly go to bed at night and not feel guilty about supporting it when I can easily I can buy soy yogurt, I can buy soy or oat milk or whatever, like whatever it is, I can buy it, right?
Yeah,
and
of
I was
course.
already vegetarian when that happened, so meat wasn't really a big deal. But even with meat, you have plant-based alternatives. So
What is your goal with this project?
so I usually I want to have conversations with people, and I want to try to get them to stop supporting animal exploitation. That means to try to get them to go vegan. That would be the best thing ever, right? If the people who I speak to, they say, well, I want to go vegan. But I understand that not everybody can do that on the spot. Not everybody wants to do that on the spot. You know, I'm a stranger to most people that I speak to, so trusting a stranger might not also be the smartest thing, you know. But the way I see it is, and what I tell everybody is that, hey, it's okay. You don't have to trust me. I'm not about trust my word. It's my word above everything. No, I give you resources. I help you with that, and that could be your start of the journey to look into it. But I also tell them the same thing that I'm going to tell you is that as I bring it up to you right now, I think you kind of have a moral duty, a responsibility that while you're looking into this, to not be supporting it just because you might be supporting the thing that I'm saying.
I mean, we are supporting a lot of things that, like you said, that they are also like subtle. Yeah, subtle.
Yeah.
But like, we support a lot of stuff that I don't agree on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I should stop
inevitably,
leaving,
like-
basically.
Well, no, because that's exactly it, right? It's a matter of choice. The difference is with all these other situations, you have to, right? Like, I'm not saying don't buy a phone. In today's society, you can't live without a phone. I'm not saying don't buy clothes. In today's society, you can't live without clothes, right? I'm saying don't buy leather. Do you need to buy leather?
No.
No. So because you have alternatives. The same with food. Don't buy animal products. You don't need them because you have alternatives.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, right? If you can thrive, because the whole purpose of food is to give you nutrition first and foremost, and then to give you some form of enjoyment, right? Like taste.
Of course.
And you can definitely get all that. Absolutely 100% you can get all that. It's just a little bit different, right? That's if you're used to the whole animal taste, it's a little bit different, but it's not that much different. That's the reality. It's just to be honest, for me, I actually kind of like it more now. Like I feel like the taste is, it's more nuanced and more complex.
Yeah.
Like, sorry if I interrupt you, but like 2 days ago I talked with a friend and he said now I can't eat anymore. I can't eat meat anymore because the taste is shit.
Yeah. There you go.
Like he said that actually, like when you stop eating meat, then you realize after like 1 year or 2 years that the smell of it is disgusting.
It is, yeah. And the taste isn't that big of a deal also. The taste, actually, to be honest, the one thing I can tell you is that the taste of animal products, the taste that animal products give themselves, is something that actually, in my opinion, takes away from the good taste. It gives, it like, there is some of this umami flavor to it, I guess, in some situations, but you can get that so easily from like soy sauce or other situations, right? Like other products.
Sì, ma la salsiccia come fai?
Yeah, like you don't really need any of it for taste.
Of course.
So all I'm saying, all this experiment, these conversations with people are about, hey, you have a choice. Why not make the right choice? You know, that's it. Why not make the choice where we don't exploit animals? Like you would be saying, well, there's fast fashion, right? Like let's assume somebody. We all agree fast fashion is horrible, right?
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yeah. So let's assume somebody wants to wear clothes every day. They want to change their clothes, right? I would tell them, hey, you know what? You have an alternative. You can buy second-hand clothes, right?
Sure.
You don't have to be supporting fast fashion. It's the same thing. Once we have an alternative, how can we ever choose that option, right? That's all it is.
Thank
it's
you so
about
much,
that.
man.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Can I give you some cards to look into it? And let me ask you this one hard question. How many more animals should be exploited for you before you make a change? It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how many do you want?
No, I would not like want any animal, of course, but still it's
Yeah.
hard, you know?
Yeah. You don't want any. How many do you want?
I don't know because like Since last year, I was
Yeah.
always like a little bit in this limbo because I was thinking to go vegetarian, not vegan. But actually, I don't eat I don't drink milk.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it can feel scary, this kind of stuff. It's a change that you have done your whole life. It's something that brings you pleasure, and
Yeah.
it's something that when you think about changing, it can seem scary. But I think that if you focus on the cause of it, that the idea that
Yeah.
all these animals are individuals who do not deserve this, and they should not be exploited just for you, just because you can do it. And I think it becomes easier. One and two, it's only a little bit hard at the beginning, and if you take it day by day, at some point you realize you don't even miss any animal products anymore, and you're like, why didn't I, like, for me at least, and every other person that I know that's vegan, we all say the same thing: I wish I did it sooner, because it's so fucked up what animals go through, that to know that I was supporting that is just disgusting to me,
Yeah, of course.
Let me give you a card to help you out on that. And do I give you one card and you
Yeah,
you
it's
share?
fine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's fine.
let me just tell you real quick. One cool thing to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
One cool thing to watch is if you scan this QR code, I'll go on this website and type in this code.
Okay.
There's either Dominion. It kind of shows you what animal agriculture does. It's pretty gruesome.
Okay.
If you can handle it,
Of
please
course, of
watch
course.
that. If not, the most important speech you'll ever hear also describes everything about honey. It's very important that we know what we're paying for, I think.
Sure.
And then you get to make choices for
Sure,
yourself
sure.
if you want to be part of it or not.
And of course.
And there's one thing there, it's called Challenge 22. It's free. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan.
Okay.
It's all, they put you in a group so that you're with other people and you can share your experience and everything. And so that you make sure that you get the right nutrition from it. Okay?
Of course. Thank you so much, sir.
Hey, thank you for having this
Have a good day.
conversation with me, and
course.
have a good one. I like these people. They were kind of nice. Another good one, says Jackie. Yeah, today is a good day. We've been having some pretty good conversations. The moment she looked into the phone, Chip be like, I don't know them. All the time we spent together, gone, just like we're nobody, somewhere. Oh, that's funny, somewhere. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Yeah, I thought that was a good one. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know what they watch, what they see. I don't know, and that's, I've had conversations where I've been sitting here and people go and they see in the chat and they go like, yeah, I see people in the chat don't care also, so it's normal. And like a lot of people I talk to, actually a lot of people everywhere use a justification that everybody does it. It's an actual justification. Everybody does it. It cannot possibly be bad. Everybody just does it, therefore it should be okay, right? No vegans eat honey, okay? No vegans eat honey, and no vegans promote eating bugs also. There's no vegans who do that, and the vegans who do that, they're not vegans. Being vegan literally means opposing animal exploitation on the basis that they are sentient, that they are individuals who feel, who think, who do not want to be exploited, who would feel the consequences of your exploitation done onto them. Therefore, obviously, you're not going to be exploiting any bees or bugs. Oh, that's such a good question, Martin. What is your stance on bullfighting? I like it, Martin. Hey, USAAV, nice to see you here also. I always remember you, USAAV, because you are one of the original people who started supporting me on Patreon and stuff, and I fully appreciate you for that, man. And that really helped me out. What is this? Are you preaching? Asks Jackson Doe. No, Jackson Doe. I literally am just having conversations with people on the street, and I try to show them a little bit of a different perspective towards exploitation of animals. How, since it's not needed, And since you probably think it's wrong, then why not follow through with your own morals and not contribute to any form of animal exploitation? How many times per week do you stand out there and talk to people? I think it's on average 3 times per week I do that. There's weeks when I do 2, and there's weeks when I do 4. I wanted this week to be a week where I do 4, but yesterday was very, very cold, and you know, it's an uphill battle. You know, you gotta gather your energy when you do these kind of things. Oh, I see there's good conversations, productive conversations happening also in the chat. I appreciate that. Awesome. I respect your opinion to not eat meat. I choose to eat meat. That's my choice. Well, Tim, both right. What about the animal's choice, huh? What about the victims that have to be exploited and killed for you, for your choice? What about them? Do you respect them? Or is it all about yourself? All about yourself and the individuals who are part of the same group as you? Like humans, I guess, in this situation. Do you respect them? Daniel Garcia, I eat free-range beef. Yeah, Daniel Garcia. So do you think that the cows who are free-range, as you say, do you think that it's okay to exploit them and kill them? Do you think it's okay to treat them like objects because they were allowed to have more space to walk on by? Do you think it's okay to take their life away at less than 10% of their lifespan? Daniel Garcia says yes. Okay, so then Daniel Garcia, if it's okay to do that to cows, I would assume you think it's okay to do that to dogs also, right? It would be okay to literally bring a dog to life up to 1-year-old, exploit them and then kill them, right? I'm assuming you would be okay with that. Yes, okay. Okay, Daniel Garcia. How about humans? Would you be okay with exploitation of humans? Bring exploitations all the way up to 16 years old when they grow probably amongst the biggest and then kill them? Yes, Daniel Garcia is okay also with exploitation and killing of humans. Okay, well, Daniel Garcia, I don't know. I think that's kind of psychopathic if you think it's okay to exploit and kill humans or any individual, to be honest. But when you bring up even the individuals that are part of your group, that's kind of messed up. Oh my God, the batteries, okay. Okay, we got to do the battery thing again. This time I did it without disconnecting the microphone. Yeah, I don't know what. I think the cable is kind of messed up, this cable that I used today to charge. It's not very good. Honest questions, are there any health dangers of being vegan? And if so, what supplements do you need to keep healthy? Asks Shez. Shez, that's a good question. I think there are, like, depends on how you want to do it, right? Like, veganism is just a moral stance where we oppose animal exploitation, but the diet that follows, like being plant-based, I just have to say that for the people who don't actually already know that. And yeah, part of it, you know, the only vitamin you absolutely 100% need is vitamin B12. Is vitamin B12. Oh my God. This battery is annoying me.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need like cognac and like, you know.
That you do need is vitamin B12. But you know what? I actually take a lot more other vitamins just because I want to be safe.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. You guys want to try the social experiment?
Can we learn more about it before we...
Well, I'll just ask you some questions.
Just ask some questions? Okay.
Yeah, but you have to be okay with being live on my YouTube.
Yeah, it's should be calm.
That's okay?
Hello?
No, wait, the microphone isn't working. Just give me a second.
Yeah, you got it. Can I...
Okay, is the microphone okay?
Can you do two people at once?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Cool.
Is the microphone okay, guys? Yes.
What's
okay.
Can we get the name of your channel afterwards?
Yeah, sure, no worries. What are you guys? What are your names?
I'm Jaden. I'm
Jaden.
20. I'm from Los Angeles.
Ebube, I'm from Los Angeles.
Ebube and Jaden from Los Angeles. I'm Chip. I'm from Romania, but I live here.
Nice.
Okay. So, how do you what do you guys feel? How do you feel about oppression?
Oppression?
Yeah.
I mean, not good about oppression.
Not good.
Yeah.
Are you against it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
I would say no.
Yeah,
No.
probably not.
No. So just because they have power, they shouldn't have the right to do it, right?
Yeah, no, it goes against human rights.
Yeah. So what if they get some form of benefit from it? What if the powerful get benefit from it?
Is personal benefit though?
Yeah. I mean, just some benefit.
Benefit only for the powerful.
Yeah.
not the powerless?
Only the powerful benefit from oppressing them. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that feels kind of selfish. I would say.
Yeah. So it shouldn't be. It wouldn't. They should still not have the right to do it, even if they benefit from it.
Sure.
Okay. And what if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
What if the powerless don't realize it?
Yeah.
That's a different situation, honestly.
Yeah. Would that mean? Should the powerful be allowed to oppress the powerless as long as they don't know that they're oppressed?
I wouldn't say allowed, but it's definitely happened in situations.
No, it happens.
Yeah.
But my question is more like morally speaking. Do you think it would be morally okay?
Me personally,
So
I would
you're
not
saying
allow it.
in this situation, the powerful benefit from the actions they do on the powerless, and how are the powerless affected?
They just don't realize that they're oppressed. They're
don't
oppressed.
realize-
Oppression, by the way, oppression
Yeah, I was
literally
saying,
just
how-
means
I was gonna ask, what
cruel.
do you define?
It means prolonged, cruel, or unjust treatment, or an
Mhm.
exercise of authority.
All right, then we're gonna go with they shouldn't.
Yeah,
they should not.
I
be
think
oppressed,
in
yeah.
general, oppression is obviously morally, or just it's unethical.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about the animals that we use as objects, that we treat as objects in animal agriculture and such? Do you think that we're oppressing them?
Are you talking about circuses and other things?
I'm
You're talking about food?
Food, clothing, and entertainment. Yeah, also all the animals that we use as entertainment, as literally objects.
Animals being forced for entertainment, I'd say it's not okay, or forced for just human benefit.
Why not?
I'd say, well, I mean, it depends on how you're using them. I'd say I'm not really good with all this animal rights stuff, but
Yeah.
morally speaking, I don't think it'd be good to I'd say abuse or exploit animals, mammals in any shape or form. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that in animal
got 'em.
agriculture,
They said we got them.
do you think that in
Oh,
animal
come on, man.
do you think that in animal agriculture there is inherent exploitation?
Inherent?
Yeah, as in, isn't animal exploitation dependent on animal exploitation?
You mean like making the food and all that stuff?
Yeah, in animal agriculture, literally, right? Any form of animal agriculture you can imagine.
Honestly,
Isn't
yeah,
it
I've seen some
dependent
messed up-
on
I've seen some
animal
messed up stuff.
exploitation?
Yeah, generally
Yeah.
speaking, yeah, I would agree with that statement. Wait, what was your question actually?
If animal agriculture is dependent on animal exploitation.
In every case, you're saying?
In absolutely every case, yeah.
It depends how we define exploitation. I feel because I
They're
feel like
using
there's
them
healthier practices. There's healthier practices in agriculture. Personally, I mean, I'll say this: I'm not the most knowledgeable on the exact practices of agriculture and whatnot, how we get our food and whatnot. I do know there's been messed up, unethical in the past, but as of right now, I'm not.
There still is a lot, yeah.
It's probably. I imagine there would
There
still be a
still is a
lot.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, I just got a
Yeah.
hot dog. Dang, I feel bad now.
Yeah, but that's okay. Listen, what happens in the past happens in the past. It's not about what happens in the past, right?
Mhm.
When we don't know what we're doing, it's not a bad thing.
Mm.
It's when we do something that we knowingly know what we're paying for. That's the bad thing, right? So I'm not here to judge anybody. I participated in it too. But I became vegan at some point, 3 or 4 years ago. And before that, I was vegetarian. And before that, I also consumed animal products like meat and everything, right? But the question is how can we morally justify exploiting animals? How can we, for something that we don't need, because we can always choose plant-based options, right?
That's
for
true.
food. And for clothing, same other things, right? Not
Yeah,
leather.
I feel like it's more so. It comes down to I don't know, businesses trying to have the easiest, cheapest way of making money, and people are gonna continue to want to go faster or anything that is exploiting animals because corporations are continuing to promote that.
Yeah.
That's seen as a good thing in society. Yeah, okay, you can get a good burger or something that's promoted everywhere.
Yeah.
But I'd say the best way to I don't know, go about that is to just do what you're doing, make people aware.
Yeah, that's what that's why I try to do to make people aware. But at the end of the day, people need to be aware, but they also need to make changes, right?
Yeah.
Because what I care about is I don't care what you label yourself. I don't care if people label themselves vegan. I don't care about any labels of some sort. All I care is about this idea of animals being treated like objects, this animal exploitation to stop, right? Because every time we buy an animal product, one animal is exploited for us, whether we want it to or not. And I just want people to make better choices, like you guys. Like I don't know, you seem pretty receptive to it, right? So I'll just come out and ask it. What is keeping you from being vegan, from not exploiting animals? Because
just different. We were raised differently.
Yeah.
You weren't raised vegan, like different
me neither,
cultural
me neither,
practices
yeah.
and everything, like society, the environment that we surround ourselves in, and the normalization of just like eating meat, being what do you call that? Omnivores? I forgot.
Yeah.
So.
But if you found out that you don't need it, right? Like I understand that we grew up doing, like we all grew up with certain beliefs, right?
Yeah.
But especially in today's world, we realize that some of these beliefs are just taken down more and more, and we realize that they're kind of wrong, especially when there's victims involved. And in this case, there are victims. There's animal victims. So do you think that in situations like this, that we kind of have a responsibility to not just take for granted, not take for granted, but to not just accept the things that have been bestowed upon to us, right? Like, oh, it's okay to eat animals because whatever.
I'd say it's easy to show someone what's wrong with their environment or practices.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to take somebody out of that, and it
Yeah.
applies to everything.
That's a good
Whether
one.
it's like,
That's a
you
good
know,
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Whether
right,
it's
you're right,
addiction or
you're
like
right.
something that you're used to.
Yeah.
Is you can like. I understand your message. It makes a lot of sense to me. I
Yeah.
thought about it before.
Yeah.
But what's hard is to, remove that urge to like, or give me that fighting spirit in order to like say no to.
But can I ask why? Why is it hard? Like, because
it's just natural.
It's like forcing.
It was natural to me. It's hard for me to like say no to it. You get
because
me?
you grew up that way, right?
Yes, and there are a lot of other things that you're dealing with as well that you want to let go of, but it's a matter of like priority. Everyone
But let me
has, like,
explain to you why it's important that we do this, because I understand what you mean. But let's imagine, like, I don't know, hundreds of years ago, somebody who's a slave owner, who was born a slave owner, they think it's normal and it's okay to own slaves, right?
Yeah.
And for them, somebody challenging them and saying, hey, that's wrong to do so because these are individuals, they're victims, then they shouldn't be in these places. They would say, well, yeah, but that's comfortable for me. That's what I grew up doing. That's what I know to be okay, right? So that's why it's important that we challenge these things, because otherwise we can end up with situations like slavery was. Obviously, slavery was one that was horrible for humans, but what we do to animals is another form of slavery. They're still enslaved, they're still exploited, and they actually go to way worse things than what human slaves have gone through. So it's the reason why it's important that we don't participate in it is just so that we don't commit the same atrocities that others have committed in the history, because somebody told them that it's okay to do so, and by the way, all these industries like animal agriculture, they have a financial incentive to try and sell you this idea that it's okay to do so, to tell you that you need animal products, to say that animals are happy or all this kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
But I don't have any of that. I don't care about it. I just care about the animals, and at the end of the day, that's why I posed that question. I don't think there is any way to have animal agriculture without animal exploitation. That's why you should reject it, right? Like any other systems, you can improve on, but animal agriculture you cannot improve on. You just have to reject it.
I get that.
You see what I mean?
It's a good point. Like, exploitation is not good no matter like what form it takes, whether it's human
Exactly.
or animal. I agree. And
Yeah.
I feel like, it's going to make me think about it a lot more, especially since we live with it too. It's
Yeah.
a cool experiment. We just wanted to come by, say hello, and I really appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you being open-minded. And let me just give you a card and help you out. You also have my YouTube channel there. And I recommend you guys watch either The Minion, which literally just shows what animals go through if you want to watch, or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear, which it's just a speech held by a guy at a university in US. It's a really good speech. I highly recommend you watch one of these
I'll make
two,
sure to
okay?
watch. Nice to
Okay,
meet you,
thank you. I
Chip.
appreciate you. Have a good one. Cheers. Good conversations. I didn't get that whole maybe they'll go vegan or something. No, but hey, we do our best, Nice guys, yeah. And I'll come out and say it because it's been a while. Everybody, welcome to the stream who is here, who's haven't been here in a while. And yeah, hit that like and that subscribe, everybody. Come on, let's get those numbers up. They mean nothing, really. I'll be also, by the way, I'll also come back and stream tomorrow. So if you want to see when I'm streaming, when I'm coming back online, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. Yeah. The body language was plus V. I don't know what plus V means, but okay. Oh, plus vegan. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, if the body language was that, then yeah, maybe. You know, like the guy, indeed, he seemed like he was thinking about it, but the fact that his friend left, I think he left when I brought up slavery. I know it was kind of, I was thinking in the moment that I didn't really want to bring up that example because it's, you know, it's like, it's obviously a culturally sensitive issue when you're in front of people who hundreds of years ago were the victims of such slavery, but I don't think I was disrespectful in any way, and I tried to be as respectful as possible, even with that example. So, yeah. Don't try to convince people to go vegan. Convince them to eat less meat, and yeah, don't bring up slavery or black Americans. Jeff Miller, I will never, ever convince people to eat less meat because it's not about what people eat. It's not about what people do. I don't care what people do. I care about how people see animals and how they treat them, right? It's about not seeing animals as resources. It's about not treating them like objects. And if you think animals don't deserve to be seen like objects, to be treated like resources, then you need to align your actions with those values that you hold. Otherwise, you're just hypocritical, right? So, yeah, that's all it is. And as for what you're saying, but you can't get anyone to switch from life they have always known. Yeah, that's a fair point, Jeff. But that also doesn't mean that I will dilute the message and say, hey, you know what, maybe you should do something. No, I'm here standing up for them. I'm here explaining about their perspective, you know. I know that a lot of people will not go vegan after speaking to me, but, you know, maybe seeing somebody being firm in their position, maybe seeing somebody explain that this is what we stand for, maybe that will get them to go even further. You see what I mean? That's all it is. And as for not bringing up slavery with black Americans, I don't see a problem, to be honest. I don't see a problem unless you're like being disrespectful. Otherwise, I highly don't see a problem. I just don't see it. I think it sucks that there was chattel slavery. I think it sucks that we exploited human beings. I think it sucks that we still do in certain places. And I think we have a form of responsibility to, whatever it is that we're buying, whatever it is that we're supporting, to make sure that we are not supporting something that does exploitation towards humans or animals or anybody else in between, right? Like, in a sense, we have to always make sure that when we're making a choice, we're making the right choice. But I do acknowledge that some of the choices that we make in today's world are fucking difficult as shit. They're difficult choices, right? Like, you can't acknowledge that it's difficult to pick a product that has no human exploitation. It might even be impossible. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try, first of all. And second, when it comes to animal exploitation, it's easy to make that choice. It's fairly easy. Just choose the system that doesn't inherently depend on animal exploitation. Just choose the system that doesn't inherently depend on exploitation. I think I had a good example also for humans, but yeah. Oh, see you, James. Thank you for being here. And I saw Miss Katie. Hey, Miss Katie, nice to see you here. Thank you. I forgot. I looked it up before coming here. Some examples of exploitation towards humans that are also inherently like examples of industries or systems that inherently depend on human exploitation. Oh, there's a good one. I remember just a really good example now. Pay-for-profit prisons. Pay-for-profit prisons. They are they are a system that is inherently dependent on human exploitation, right? Because their whole incentive is they only get money if they lock people. So their whole incentive is to keep people locked away. Therefore, they are inherently exploitative and wrong. I know that there's a whole system behind them that you can say, well, people who are incarcerated there are have been found guilty by a court of law or whatever, but not everywhere is that, right? And not all laws are inherently moral. Not all laws, right? Like imagine, I don't know, 10 years ago, somebody who was caught with weed in some of the states in the US might have ended up in a prison, whereas now they won't. Does that mean that if they did it 10 years ago that it was immoral? No, it was, this morality stayed the same level. It was just the legality of it. Anyway, you kind of get the point. I can go deep into these kind of philosophical conversations a lot of the times. Yeah. Happy Vegan Declaration Day, says Miss Katie. And hey, if you're not vegan, stick around, you know, maybe you'll learn something. There's nothing wrong with knowing a little bit more. You know, worst case scenario, what? If you think you'll never go vegan, that's okay, just stick around. Maybe you'll find better arguments for, you know what, now I understand the arguments from the vegan side, and therefore I can form better arguments, you know? Who knows? That's all it is. Chip, I always wonder if the people who say I rarely eat meat or I don't support factory farming or organic only would ever ask me where is this meat from if I give them a treat at KFC or McDonald's. Yeah, I don't think people who say that they're against factory farming, which I'm assuming a lot of people in the chat are, you know, people who say that they're against factory farming, a lot of the times they just say they're against it. They don't actually check if what they're supporting is factory farming. And if they actually do see that something that they're supporting is factory farming, a lot of the times they go like, oh, well, I'll do it better next time. Or, oh, well, I'll buy it biologically. But then they don't check if the biological one is factory farming, because biologically could also be factory farmed, by the way. So it's just that's just it, right? That's like, you can't... I've been talking a lot. I need a mental break from talking. As for supplements, yeah, I was talking about supplements before this. Yeah, so B12 is one, yeah, that you absolutely need. I take vitamin D also because, you know, there isn't a lot of sun here in the Netherlands, so I gotta take vitamin D. I really like this channel. I eat meat and like it. Most of the meat is grown on my own land. If I were a perfect person, I'd be vegan, says Jeff Miller. Hey, Jeff, at least you acknowledge that you could go vegan and that it would be morally preferable. That's still a good step, you know. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I hope you kind of see that it is possible to do so, even in your case, and that even if it is on your own land, all these animals still, they deserve moral consideration, because I think even if you grow animals, you kind of know that they have a personality, that they, regardless if they're like, I don't know, stupider than us, or if you see them as, however it is that you see them, right? I have had pets and they had times when they annoyed me and I saw them in one way or another, but at the end of the day, I did see their individuality. I did see that they have emotions, that they don't want to be put in that whole things. Yeah, see, Jeff, you said they all definitely have personality, yeah. And I'm assuming it's not easy to, like, there's a somebody behind those eyes, I like to tell people, you know, so it's not easy to kill them, you know, so, you know, if you really don't need it, then why do it, or why be part of it? I know it's most of the time it's just something that you did it for a long time, and it's, yeah, I don't think you should continue doing, that's not a good enough reason for me to continue doing it. But it is an explanation for it, right? It's an explanation. It's not a reason, it's an explanation. So, yeah. Yeah, as for vitamins, I kept saying vitamins B12. I take vitamin D. I also take a B2. B2 is also an important one that you should probably be taking if you're not taking. Be careful. So I literally just take all the vitamins that normally you could also find them from plant sources, but I just take them because I don't want to be stressed about it. Like zinc, for example, I probably get enough zinc because I eat pumpkin seeds a lot. Pumpkin seeds are high in zinc, but I still take a zinc supplement just because, why not? Why would I worry about all this shit? So I'm like, to be honest, I would just. I know that it's not good. Actually, I don't know what I'm supporting right here. I know it's actually not good to do this, what I'm doing right now. It's not the best way to do it. But yeah, it's what I do. I'm not perfect, Chip, do you inject B12? No, I actually, even before going vegan, like I think 6 years ago, I've been vegan for like 3 years. And 6 years ago, I had the B12 deficiency, like so much so that my doctor was scared and put me on injections because I had to get my B12 shots. I had to get my B12 up as fast as possible. And from there on, I will take vitamin B12 every day for the rest of my life. That's what my doctor said. It's because apparently some people develop this thing where they don't really absorb. That's the word I'm looking for. Absorb a lot of the B12 from food anymore, and they need to take large amounts. So I take like 1,000 micrograms of B12 every day. So my B12 is normal now. Yeah, kind of. This just goes to show, that no matter, and I was always like ever since I was 22. I'm 37 now. Ever since I was 22, I started eating very healthy, like as healthy as I could. I looked it up. I looked in studies. In fact, hell, one of the reasons why I quit eating meat at first was because of the health reasons. But I was healthy. I was looking after myself. I always did sports. I always ran. I always did all kinds of stuff. And still, no matter how much you do it, your health can also still decline. So you just gotta ask yourself, really, why do this to animals then? What's the point? And yeah, I saw somebody say that it's taste, but come on, really, taste, meat taste? Nah, that's a cop-out. Meat doesn't really taste that good. You add spices and minerals on it, that's why it tastes good. Those are the things that bring actual taste, the spices, the minerals. Hi. You guys want to try the social experiment?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, YouTube or TikTok?
It's YouTube, YouTube.
Okay.
What are you guys' names?
Emma.
Emma, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Emma.
Nina.
Nina.
Nice to meet you. I'm Eden.
Eden.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you guys from?
Australia.
Australia. Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
but
that's a
living
long.
in the UK.
Oh, okay. That's a long road. Hey, what's your name?
Robbie.
Robbie, nice to
Hi,
meet you.
nice to meet you.
Are you also from Australia?
No, I'm from America.
Are you okay being live for the channel, for my channel?
Sure.
Okay.
She's in.
Okay.
She's a superstar.
Okay, I'll just turn this around and you tell me what you think. It says animal abuse should be legal.
Why? Would anyone ever want that? Why would it be legal?
Why not?
What?
Yeah. What if you get some benefit from it?
Which benefit?
Well, what if you what if you got benefit from child abuse or human abuse? Why would that be legal?
Are you saying humans and animals are the same?
No, but animals have emotional intelligence.
They have emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that give them moral consideration?
Huh?
Does that give them moral consideration?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So you believe that animals should not be abused. How about exploited? Should animals be exploited?
No. What do you mean by that?
I'm scared to know what you mean by that.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like just literally used, treated, used.
When you use like different animal products to make like makeup and stuff like that.
For example, yes, yeah. Like for testing, let's say, yeah.
Are they getting hurt?
Maybe, I don't know. What does hurt mean, right? We can go into. Maybe they feel some pain, yeah.
They don't feel any pain whatsoever.
Let's say if they don't feel any pain, would you be okay with the exploitation of animals if they don't feel any pain?
I'm not trying to get canceled, so anybody else?
I don't think so.
No, no. Do you think in animal agriculture that there's inherent exploitation?
Yeah.
And I'm supposing, and I'm making a supposition. I'm just assuming that you girls are consuming animal products.
I'm sure I'm sure I am in some way or another.
Natural products.
Yeah.
Say it again.
For me, it's just natural products, like from the environment.
Animal products still, right?
No.
No, you don't consume any animal products.
Just vegan stuff.
Vegan, yeah. I consume animal products.
I have no idea.
I consume animal products, yes.
I definitely do too. Like
Yeah,
I
so-
don't read the label of everything I consume just to make sure. Like I have no idea.
But do you think that you can be against animal exploitation if you buy products that exploit animals?
Probably not. Not fully.
Especially if you have other options, right? Like I understand in cases where you're like, well, I have no other choice. What could I do? But
Right, it would have to be something like on the front of your mind that you're thinking about all the time, something you're really passionate about that you need to like check every product to make sure.
That's what we do.
But like, yeah, you guys are Eden, Emma, you guys are great, but me, Nina, I don't know.
are you guys vegan? You said?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are vegan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'm not, no.
You're not vegan, yeah. So I'm an animal rights activist actually, and I fight for animal rights. I sit here, I try to do a social experiment. I do a social experiment, a different social experiment with everybody. I don't know why I did this experiment with you girls, but it's okay. But the only thing was that what I want to see is because, animals are exploited for us, and we don't want them. I personally want that to stop, and it feels like your morals also say that they should not be exploited for you. So then,
Try to tell these two, but
yeah. So why not align your actions with your values then? Why not say, like, if you say you're against child labor, would you support child labor if you had the option not to?
Of course. I just think like there's some things that are. Of course, I don't support animal exploitation. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
But if there's
Well,
something.
you say that. I'm sorry, but you say that. But if you buy animal products, you support it.
I think there's a difference between mass production of animal exploitation and like
child labor. I'm just saying if I know there's something that's being produced, then I know that there's children being exploited. I'm gonna put children above animals. Like
That's
I'm
okay,
gonna
I'm
know
not-
that immediately. Like children are being.
I'm sorry,
exploited.
that was an example. My point wasn't necessarily that you have to choose between exploiting animals or exploiting children.
No, I get that.
like-
I also understand
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm just saying that's not animal exploitation isn't on the front of my mind
No, the
at
truth-
all times. Like I would walk in and I would see, for example, children being exploited or whatever it may be. That I have stronger things that I'm more passionate about compared to
Fair enough, fair
maybe
enough.
making sure that an animal isn't exploited in a certain product.
But let's put it this way, like when you make a choice, when you eat, like because that's usually the biggest thing, right, for people, it's food. Because I'm assuming that for clothing, you realize that leather was somebody's skin, right?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you wouldn't want to.
So this is coming down to like everyone should be vegan. Everyone should
I think
be
everybody should be vegan personally, yes, but solely because everybody is. Most people are against animal exploitation, so literally that just means aligning your actions with your values. And I understand what you mean that, it would be something that would be top of my mind, but the reality is it wouldn't, because when it comes to food, for example.
No, it wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it
you-
wouldn't be. I don't think about it when I buy
No, but
things
when you buy
necessarily.
things, like when you make choices for foods, you're making the choices. Nobody's forcing you, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So the same for you, right? Nobody's forcing you. I just have to check. I don't know if nobody has said so far that they're forced in those choices, but that just means that you are making those choices. So literally, when you choose for an animal to be exploited for you, then you are making a choice that animal gets exploited for you, and you always have an option to not make that choice, right?
Right.
And what you're saying is that I don't know if an animal is exploited for me for that choice, but when you see chicken, when you see beef, when you see eggs, when you see milk, when you see all of this, it's kind of normal that animals are exploited, right?
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Yeah. So then I understand that you would have to perhaps check some labels, but don't you think you kind of owe it to the animals to check those labels, like, or at least to your own values to check those labels so that you are in line with your own values?
I do. I think you've taught us a very valuable lesson today. I'm not being sarcastic.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I really agree with you what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I don't know, like I personally think we have shit things happening in the world nowadays, and we kind of it's important that especially in situations like this that we behave morally and according to our own values, and we just don't throw them out the window for whatever it is that we want. So I think it ever more so important that you live up to your own values. Are you gonna go vegan
At this very moment.
at this very moment? How many more animals should be?
I would consider going vegetarian before I would consider going vegan.
But do you know why, for example, do you know why I'm not, I used to be vegetarian. Do you know what made me go vegan? Like, can you think of why is it bad?
Salmon farms.
Say it again?
Salmon farms.
Salmon farms. No, like, well, salmons are fish, right? There still would be meat.
Oh, pescatarian, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
But, well, I guess cheese.
yeah, dairy cows. Do you know what dairy cows go through?
No.
No. Can I tell you that and then you can, I'll leave you alone? Yeah.
I don't really buy
wanna-
like mass products. I buy like small.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what. I'll tell
My
you.
mom has 6 chickens in her backyard, and we get eggs from them, and they're clearly like they are not going through anything to where, like, we get their eggs. They're cool with it. We're all good.
How do you know they're cool with it though?
At that point, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we just take them, right? We never get consent from them that says use their eggs, right? But that's not it, right? Like, I can also explain to you eggs. Let me just quickly tell you about dairy, but like, literally, why do cows produce milk? A lot of the times people assume, like I used to think that they just eat grass and produce milk, but biologically they produce milk for the same reason that we do.
Right. For their young.
Exactly, for their babies, right? Yeah. So, do you think farmers, they just let them get pregnant whenever they want to, or do you think they forcefully impregnate them?
I'm sure
they
they force
definitely-
them.
Yeah. So even on small farms that happens, right? Even on small farms, they force them. That means the procedure goes like you'll see they have this big glove. They put their big glove. They put their hands in their anus. They hold their cervix, and then they inject bull semen in their vagina. Especially on small farms, because on small farms they don't have the budget to keep a bull on the premise, so they usually just buy the semen, and that's how they do it. And when the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
Probably slaughtered. Or
So
depends, I guess, what they are.
the first thing is they get separated from their mother because they shouldn't drink the milk. If they would stay with their mother, they would drink the milk, and the milk has to go for human consumption. They have to sell it, so they have to control how much milk they drink, or if they drink any milk at all. So they separate them directly. If they're born male, they get killed because they don't produce milk. If they're born female, every year they get impregnated just like their mothers. And when they can no longer be impregnated with ease, that means around 6 to 8 times, because no body was built to be forcefully impregnated every year. When they can no longer be forcefully impregnated, they get killed, and that usually happens at around 6 to 8 years, which is 25% of their lifespan, because they can live up to 24, 25 years. So 24% of their lifespan spent being raped every year, having your babies taken away from you, and then exploited for your milk, and then killed in the end. Honestly, I think it's crueler than any meat production you can have, because at least in meat they get killed at 1 year old, you know. So at least they didn't go through this whole cycle of exploitation, abuse, right? So this is what got me to go vegan, because I just couldn't sleep at night knowing that I'm paying for this when I actually have other alternatives who are so easy to pick off the shelf, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, and for eggs, you know, chickens come from hatcheries. When a chicken comes out of an egg, there's a 50-50 chance that they'll either be male or female. The chickens that are made for eggs are different species than the chickens that are grown for meat. So when a chicken comes out of an egg, if they're born male, what do you think happens to them? Because they don't produce eggs.
I guess you would kill them.
Yeah. They put them in an industrial macerator. They blend them up alive. They just blend them up alive, or they gas them to death, or they put them in a bag and they asphyxiate them to death.
Those aren't the chickens I'm eating.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, those are the chickens that are would normally be egg-laying chickens, but they're male, so they don't produce eggs. So, and yeah, that meat is used, I guess, for dog food or stuff like that. The chickens who are eaten, do you know how long they can live up to 10 years? When do you think they're killed?
In just like regular factories, really soon.
Yeah, like just on average, like what is recent?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, probably less than a year. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no. Like in the best case scenario, it's a month.
Yeah.
Most of the times, it's a couple of weeks. Yeah. That's kind of insane, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you buy, all I'm saying is that when you buy these kind of products, that's what you're supporting. And if you don't want to support that, just don't buy this product. It's as easy as that. And this isn't one of those, well, the consumer shouldn't be placed on, the blame shouldn't be placed on the consumer. This is literally a system that depends on animal exploitation. It's not a system that can ever change without exploiting animals. Like animal exploitation is inherent to animal agriculture. So therefore, it is the consumer's responsibility. It is, you have to reject the system, that's all it is, right? You have to say, no, I don't want to pay for animal exploitation, therefore I will not pay for a system that depends on animal exploitation. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Can I give you a card to look into it?
Sure. Sure.
And that's
We're gonna start booking.
here you go.
Thank you.
Just watch the minion or the most important speech. I'll give you a card also. Here.
Okay.
Hey, thank you. Have a good one. I don't know if that was such a good conversation, but that's okay. Somebody made the Marcos. Thank you so much. I want to help you planting vegan seeds, Marcos. Thank you. Well, stick around in the chat, Marcos. We're helping people listen and have arguments. We're being nice today. You see, I've been nice and we're being nice. They didn't seem into it. Yeah, exactly. They didn't seem into it. Hey, Marcos, thank you for showing love and support for all vegan and vegan activists. That's awesome, Marcos. That's awesome, yeah. A good day of outreach, says Martin. Yeah, it was a pretty good day. I think there were a lot of good people today. But you never know. It can always change. And speaking of, by the way, I think I have maybe one more conversations in me. And yeah, so let's hope it's a good one. What about all the what about all the animals killed to clear land and grow vegetables? Asks Brad Forrester. Well, Brad Forrester, that is obviously awful, right? And as I explained it, and I'll explain it to you yet again. I hope people, they have the patience to explain it. You know, I don't deny that whatever choices it is that we're making, there is some form of animal exploitation happening there in those choices, right? Like you might be buying vegetables that were pollinated by bees, so those animals are exploited. You might be buying, I don't know, I think almonds are actually using most of the bees. They're doing a lot of bee exploitation. So I actually have a little bit of a controversial opinion that I think perhaps we as vegans should not be consuming almonds. But hey, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. So there are obviously there's a lot of systems who have exploitation in them, right? But the whole key is to not be supporting systems that depend on exploitation. Animal agriculture is a system that depends on exploitation. It can never ever not be without animal exploitation. So obviously you shouldn't be supporting that, and obviously everything should be improved in this whole world, right? Like we should be looking out so that we don't kill animals when we grow crops. Yes, that's a problem we should be tackling, but that's a separate problem, isn't it? It's not the same problem as supporting a system that inherently exploits animals. It's just not. When you support the system that inherently supports animal exploitation, you can never get out of it unless you stop supporting that system. It's as easy as that. Whereas when you're supporting a system that has exploitation in it, that system can be improved, right? Crop agriculture can be improved. There's no need for us to do all that bad stuff to animals. We can do mechanic farming, we can do vertical farming. There's all sorts of ways to not ever need to exploit animals or use animals or kill animals in the production of crops. Would there still be some victims from time to time? I mean, again, we're not perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's about making the better choice, not about the perfect choice. Dylan Murphy says, farm your own crops before calling others out. Dylan Murphy, I actually have farmed my own crops when I was young. My grandma had, again, in Romania, you have subsistence agriculture, you know. A lot of people, they live off of their own land. Well, actually, hell, that's how my grandparents lived, off of their own land and their own animals. So I have seen a lot of it. But it is not practicable. That's a good point. I think somebody in the chat mentions it. Dracula mentions it. It's not practicable to do that, number one. Number two, why would that matter? Like, why do I have to do it myself? Like, I can trust authorities and individuals who investigate, and especially when it's replicated over and over again. And I can trust that, yes, those systems are bad, that, yes, those are things that are happening that are bad, and we should probably do something about them. But, you know, if we but that's something that you need to do about them, isn't that you need to stop paying for crops or vegetables, right? Because if you stop paying for it, it doesn't mean that it will stop happening, because crops are still grown for animals at the end of the day, right? I don't know, like it's this whole thing, like what is your aim when you say that, right? Like what's the aim of it saying? It's just, I think it's a lot of the times when people bring up crop debts, it's kind of like an appeal to futility in a sense, right? It's a way of saying, well, no matter what you're going to choose, there will be animals who are killed for you, right? That's kind of what you're saying. But the reality is, it's not about, first of all, killing animals. The reality is, we accidentally kill a lot of animals. We incidentally kill a lot of animals. When you build houses, when you whatever it is that you're doing, animals might be killed. But the whole point of it is not exploiting animals, not treating them like objects, not treating them like resources. And if you ever have the option, when you're building a house, when you're building a road, or whatever it is that you're doing, and you have the option to not exploit or kill or do anything to any of those animals, then why don't you see it as the morally preferable or morally obligatory action to do so? Why would you ever think that if you're presented with the choice where you can oppress less animals, it's a simpler word, why not choose that always? It's as simple as that. And that's always the case. Being vegan will always oppress less animals. But again, it's not about the number as well. It's a concept. That's also why I think a lot of people don't really get it from the start, you know, because you need several introductions. You need to understand a little bit more about it. But hey, I hope this kind of clears up some of it. Not Interesting says we're simply choosing the least harmful paths. You can also see it that way, yeah. You can also see it as the least harmful path, you know. I personally see it as more as an ideologically view, where you're like, you know, maybe you shouldn't be exploiting animals, right? And exploitation does involve a form of intent in it. So intent, I think, in my opinion, matters, right? Like if you accidentally run over an animal, it's awful. You're killing an animal, it's awful. But it's not the same thing as if you're directly, as you're driving, you're swerving, you're moving your wheel and you're hitting an animal intentionally, right? It's not the same thing. Just like it is. Crop debts are not the same thing as animal agriculture debts. Exactly, we could harvest in a different way without destroying the habitats. Yeah, there's a lot, like, and that's also what I find extremely nice about veganism, is that no matter how you spin it, no matter what view you want to have of it, no matter what view you want to have, you want to call it harm reduction. Yes, veganism comes out on top. You want to call it least amount of animals exploited. Veganism comes out on top. You want to call it least amount of animals killed. Veganism comes out on top. You want to call it, I don't know, environmentally speaking, veganism comes out on top. No matter what, it's the morally preferable choice. It's kind of insane. It's kind of insane that everything would be better with veganism, yet so many people choose to not do it. That's just how I see it. It's no matter what. Yeah. Wyoming 307 strong. Where is your proof? Proof of what do you need? Because I can tell you that I have studies for absolutely everything that I'm mentioning. Well, the things that do have studies on, yeah. That what? That less animals are exploited? You just have to do the calculations yourself. There isn't one single study to show that. There's just, you have to do the calculations yourself. Jeff Miller asks, where does your food come from? I just buy in the supermarket, Jeff. I try to buy biological whenever I can. I try to avoid the products that I know have some worse exploitation. I do my best, man, but one thing you can always do is avoid, like there's obviously, when you make choices, there's also like a degree, right? Like you can make choices, you can have the simplest approach, normal approach, and like a really complex approach, like where you go full on, rejecting absolutely all forms of exploitation, absolutely everything. And it's just, I think like the simplest approach is just saying, well, you know what? I'm going to be plant-based. That's the simplest approach. You reject a great amount of exploitation, a great amount of harm, and you're already doing great. But what I personally lean more into the normal side, right? Where I'm like, yeah, I'm vegan, I reject animal exploitation, but I also try to make choices where I don't exploit humans. I also try to make choices where I minimize harm when I buy products, right? Like coconuts, for coconuts in Thailand, for example, they use monkeys, they exploit monkeys to get coconuts in Thailand, which is insane. So there you go, I'm not buying coconuts, I'm not buying anything. From time to time I accidentally buy a product that might have coconut from Thailand, shit. But I still do my best. That's all it is, right? It's about doing your best, It's about not being perfect. Gay and vegan, you lose, mate. How would you lose if you're gay and vegan? That's such a weird thing to say. That's such a homophobic thing to say also, wow. First of all, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I'll just say it right here. I'm actually bi myself. No, nothing wrong with liking whatever gender you want to like, or just liking whatever people you want to like. As long as you're getting consent from those individuals, why would it be wrong? First of all. And second, vegan literally just means being against animal exploitation. So why would that be wrong? Like, it's so insane, huh? Oh, somebody said that gay is a sin. That person said that gay is a sin. Wyoming 307 said that gay is a sin. So funny. Oh my God, man. I'm sorry, man. If you really say that, if you're so brainwashed by that to think that somebody's sexual preference is wrong. A lot of people do not choose their sexual preference. You realize that, right? Like, there's obviously is some variability to it and some choice in the matter, but to think that you were born in a certain way and that is wrong that you were born that way is like, it's literally goes against your own belief about your own God, right? Like, if your own God made you this way, then is your own God, did your own God make a mistake? What the hell is that? Like, what? So it's a mistake. How? I thought your God is perfect. They don't make mistakes. So how could your God make you a mistake? It's not a choice. There's a lot of people who, like, sexual attraction is not, it's as much a choice as, I don't know, I was going to say the color of your skin, but it's not really like that, because the color of your skin, you can't really change it at all. But I guess, let's say you could tan or whatever, and you could sort of change the color of your skin. So it kind of is the same. I guess the interval of your sexual preference is definitely not a choice. It's not. You're born with it. It's just what do you like. It gets influenced by societal and by environmental factors, but it doesn't skew over the interval that you were born with. So there you go. Anyway, I don't know why I went down that route, but I also hate people who are homophobes. I don't like any form of discrimination. So yeah. Stop spazzing and stand still. No, thank you. I actually have to pee, so that's why I'm moving around. You're mainstream as sheep, says vaccinated anti-vaxxer. I mean, with a name like that, man, are you really saying that? That's kind of funny, huh? I mean, think about it. It's oh yeah, Lodewijk. Tomorrow we'll have Lodewijk, yeah. And Martin is right, yeah. We don't tolerate homophobia here. We don't. And vaccinated anti-vaxxer says, good job, sheep. So what? What's wrong with being a sheep? Are you also discriminating against sheep now? What's wrong with being that, huh? Or are you saying that we're just followers? Because you know what? I'll argue that, you know what? You are a follower if you don't challenge the beliefs that you were given to you. If you think that somebody told you that it's okay to exploit animals, it's okay to do this to animals because you know what? Everybody's doing it. If you don't challenge that, then you are the follower. It's as easy as that. It's logical. Well, somebody told me that way, therefore, and I follow it. That makes you a literal follower. Okay, let's focus on getting one conversation because I gotta go to the bathroom and yeah. I really like people in the chat, the people who are, you know, like, by the way, everybody, if you're enjoying this, yeah, please subscribe. Yeah, Jeff Miller says, yeah, but you're the guy wanting more followers. Jeff, listen, I want more followers, but I'm not going to sacrifice my own values for it. I'm not going to sacrifice, I don't want, like, I want people to follow me for what I stand, not people to follow me because I tell them to follow me, right? It's not, when you're following my channel, it's not that you're following me per se. You're following what I stand for, what I stand for. You're following this channel because you believe in the things that I say. It's not because what I say is inherently right. I could be wrong about a lot of things, and you know what? I have been pointed out that I was wrong about things, and I try to correct them. And that's okay. That's what we do. We learn, right? We learn, we get better. That's the whole point. RM asks, is eating meat bad? RM, you know what is bad? Animal exploitation is bad. If you can have meat without exploiting animals, without taking their life, then I have no problem with you doing whatever it is that you want to do. I have no problem with you eating plant-based meat, with you eating lab-grown meat, whatever. As long as there's no animal exploitation, abuse, or slaughter, far be it from me to choose to decide for you. You do you, man. I don't care. Chip, make it easier on those who are projecting their insecurities on you by suggesting that they are projecting. Yeah, you're right. I know a lot of people are projecting. But you know what the thing, Cornell, is I don't want to, like, you know, I went down that path. It's so easy to go down that path where somebody insults you and you say, well, you're projecting, you're actually that person. I don't want to go down that path. It's annoying. It gets nowhere. It's, you know, the reality, a lot of people, when they start insulting me or they start judging my appearance or they start judging everything else, they're usually just insecure about their own things. That's the sad reality, so, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Oh, hey, Peg, nice to see you. Nice to see you here. Peg, don't do it. Just be here. Don't do it, Peg. I appreciate you being here. If God made animals for you to eat them, why did he give them escape mechanisms like legs? That's an interesting one, yeah. That's a good one, yeah. So I actually always ask, like, okay, well, if a compassionate God, a person who says, an individual who says it's compassionate. Yeah, I'm live, yeah. Not on TikTok, on YouTube.
We want to participate in your social experiment. You have many viewers?
161.
Whoa, 100 people.
Yeah. Are you guys okay being... Oh, you said you're okay being live. Yeah. What are your names?
I'm Tuan.
Chip. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter. Okay, so I'll just turn this around and you tell me what you think. It says animal abuse should be legal.
Whoa. No, of course not.
Why not?
Well, what's it? What kind of question is this?
Simple. Why is it wrong to abuse animals?
Because it's not okay to hit an animal.
Say it again?
It's not okay to hit an animal.
To hit an animal?
No, of course not.
Or to push it off the stairs, something like that.
Why?
We have a cat as well.
Yeah.
Why?
So, are you saying you...
I'm just questioning, like I'm asking, right? Like if I take I don't know, not a ball, let's say my laptop, right? And I throw it down the stairs. It's gonna be broken, right?
It's a living thing. It's different than just a bottle of water or something.
Okay, so if I take an apple or a plant and I throw it down the stairs.
Oh, that's an object, so
that's
it's not alive. It's total different.
Yeah, they're objects, right? They're not alive, right? Yeah, yeah. Is it just about them being alive, or is there anything else?
You cannot compare living animals with a laptop.
What about a plant?
A plant. Oh. A plant doesn't have feelings or it can get hurt.
Okay,
so
I like
it's,
that.
it's total different.
Okay.
So it's a bit about where you draw the line, of
Okay,
course.
yeah. Where do you draw the line?
Ja, bij welke animals?
Yeah.
Yes, when it's a living thing.
Yeah, so you said
No,
it's wrong to
that's
do this
life.
to
Like
them, of course.
when there's a mosquito in your home.
Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Yeah.
A mosquito, weet je wel, dan...
That's where we draw the line, when it is a living thing.
Yeah, okay, I appreciate that. And okay, so how would you define abuse?
Wow.
I just want to be on the same page, that's why I asked.
I understand.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Would you say exploitation is abuse?
Wat is dat?
Exploitation, is that abusive?
I don't
Je
know.
wordt het echt heel vaag, man.
I don't know what it is.
So exploitation literally just
Zullen
means...
wij doorgaan?
Exploitation just means like using them for whatever you want.
100 man, hè? Nee. Wait, what is your name on TikTok?
Oh, I'll give you a card. I'll give you a card. I'm not on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I said, not TikTok.
Oh, YouTube.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Yeah.
Can I check?
It's that chip guy.
That? Chip?
Yeah.
Chip guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There you go. That's me.
Hey, I see myself.
Yeah. There you go. You see yourself.
Hi guys.
Yeah. So okay. I'll just come back. I'll just come down to it. You know, do you think that in animal agriculture there's inherent animal abuse?
Sorry?
In animal agriculture, do you think there's inherent animal abuse?
I don't know.
Do you think animals are abused in animal agriculture?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think killing them is not abusive?
No, because
No?
then it's dead.
I thought because then it's dead. So it'd be okay to kill dogs.
Not to kill, but for food wise.
Yeah, for food.
Yeah, then.
We kill dogs for food.
No, I don't eat dogs. So
Why not?
Because that's where I draw the line. You know?
Why?
Yeah, it's because I don't know. I don't think about the dog as food, but a cow, I think that's food.
But when you have this line that is arbitrary, right? Like you cannot explain why that line is there.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is.
Yeah, but
there.
when you have this line that you cannot explain why it is there, don't you think you have a responsibility to understand why that line is there? Because otherwise you can draw the line wherever you want. Why don't you just draw the line at black people, saying that black people are okay to be killed?
But that's totally different.
Why is it different? It's just an arbitrary line. You don't have a logic behind your
because
line.
it's food.
Somebody could kill people for food also. Could kill humans for food.
If it's life or death, but not just we're living here in a good world.
So wait, you said wait. Let me understand. You and your friend who left said that it's wrong to abuse animals because they feel. It's wrong to do this to them because they're not an object. Yet you buy animal products which literally treat animals like objects and kill them when they can no longer be treated like objects. When those objects no longer give anything, right? Like dairy cows, they are used year over year. They're forcefully impregnated.
It's different. They are. So, for example, they are made to be killed and
also
a
making.
dog-
Do you think, according
a
to your
dog
own
doesn't-
values, do you think it's okay to bring somebody to life for the sole purpose of killing them? Does that what your values tell you?
It's how we do it now.
It's how we do it, but do you think is that
Uh,
moral to do?
Otherwise, there are too many people. Otherwise, you can't feed everyone.
Actually, you
also-
can feed way more people by not because when you feed animals, you actually feed them a lot of the things that we could have eaten ourselves without needing to go through an animal.
That's why animal food is better because there's more protein and everything in it.
No, actually, animal protein is actually uses way more land, way more resources than plant protein.
But
So
it's more compact.
it's not. It's you can no. It's
And
all
it's
the
more-
essential amino
there's
acids
more-
you can get from
more
meat.
Vitamins, more minerals.
Which vitamins and minerals? I'll ask you since you make this claim. Which
Zinc,
vitamins?
Magnesium.
Yeah,
all
and you
that
think you
kind
can't
of-
get those from plant sources?
But you have to eat a lot more.
No, you don't.
You know.
Calorie-wise, no, you don't.
Not calorie-wise, but just at all. You have to eat a lot more. That's it.
So you can eat pumpkin seeds and get the zinc that you need. Why is it that you need to kill an animal for that?
Because it also tastes good.
So it comes down to the same thing, right? Your taste preference. Do you think that your taste preference, just because you like
Sorry,
eating
man, we have to
animals-
leave. I'm sorry. So
Gaan we?
I have to take him with
Okay.
me.
We're going.
Enjoy your day.
Yeah, you can't be against animal abuse if you support animal abuse. I'm just saying, like you can say that you're against
who
animal.
says we support animal abuse?
If you buy animal products, you support animal abuse. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Look it up. You don't have to trust me. There you go. Stop abusing animals, Be Vegan says. It always comes back to taste. Always. I don't even think it is taste. I don't think it is. I think it comes to taste. I think people justify taste. But at the end of the day, I think most people, it's convenience. It's, oh, I've always been doing it this way. Jeff Miller says getting preachy. Yeah, Jeff Miller, maybe I get a little bit preachy sometimes. That's okay. So it is who I am. What can I tell you? See, there you go. Brick Jonesy says, you don't look healthy, no offense. Hey, Brick, thank you for explaining to me that you think I don't look healthy. I personally think that if you're such an expert and you can judge somebody's health based on how they look like, then perhaps you should be, you should be like a machine or something. Oh, you should be exploited. Oh, that's a good one. You should be exploited for your skill set, right? Because you have this huge skill set. You could save people thousands of money. You could help people. Your choice of saying, well, you don't look healthy could literally be saving lives. You could just be walking down the street and pointing at people. You're healthy, you're not healthy, you're healthy, you're not healthy. You could literally do that. You could be saving lives. Why not choose to do that? Oh. Oh, is it probably because you're projecting your own thing? Is it because you think that I don't look healthy because you thought, well, it's because you think I'm vegan and therefore your own views of vegans are that they're not healthy and thus you say, oh, well, you don't look healthy. I bet you my health markers might actually be better than yours. I would make that bet. I would definitely make that bet. And also, yeah, I have a pretty good physique also, yeah. I actually have a pretty good physique, yeah. But I'll grant you that part of it is also because of my genetics, I'm a person who can eat a lot of calories and not get fat, so, yeah. The work strong call you Jim Strong. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'm pretty strong in the gym also. At least my strength has grown a lot since being vegan. So, and it's still growing because I'm still going at it. Strength, bodybuilding, all this kind of stuff, muscles. It's so much dependent on. It's so much more important for you to rest properly is a big deal, right? Like sleep and take enough rests and train hard enough, which is also another big thing that most people don't actually do well, right? Diet is also extremely important, and a lot of the times there's people who don't get enough protein. Even people who eat animal products, I've seen they don't get enough protein. If you're assuming that, hey, if I'm eating animal products, then therefore I'm getting protein, you might not be getting enough regardless. There you go. Doesn't mean anything. And hey, if you have complaints about the mods, I don't know what to tell you. We're all a team here. We're a team. This is the mods who are mods here. I explain to them what my position is. I explain to them what they should do, and they do what they think is right, and they respect the values that we have on this channel. So if you're being timed out, maybe you should be thinking why you're being timed out. And if you think it's unfair, write it down. Why is it unfair? What did you say? Come back to me and show me what you said. Otherwise, somebody contacted me on Instagram and told me, oh, your mods were unfair, they timed me out. And I asked why, and they couldn't tell me why. So there you go. It's as easy as that. Otherwise, How would I tell you? I think the mods are doing a great job. I personally think we are all doing a great job here in this chat. All the people that are sitting here having conversations with you, all of people who are patiently explaining to you why animal exploitation is wrong, why you have other choices, you know? That's all we do. We fight for the animals. I think the mods are doing great. Yes, says Jeff. This is what I call discourse, a good discussion on differing views. Exactly. Navia asks, why isn't Chip wearing a dress yet? Navia, it's really cold, but that's a good point. Oh yeah, wearing a dress. I forgot I was gonna do that, yeah. Come on, 5 more minutes and then if enough conversation, then I'm going. Brick Jonesy asks, should animals eat animals? Brick Jonesy, perhaps not. But the question is, can they choose? Do they have choices? Hi. You want to try the social experiment? Yes. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Hello.
Okay, so how do you girls feel about animals?
Sorry?
How do you feel about animals?
I love them. We're actually, the two of us, studying to be a veterinarian.
Oh, nice, nice.
Also, I'm a vegetarian, so I guess that's a lot.
Do you think animals are worthy of moral consideration, or that they should be respected?
Yeah, I think they totally should respect it, and they're just like any other living being.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think that can we respect animals if we exploit them?
I think no.
Do you want me to explain something, or what do you want to say?
Yeah, could you explain?
Yeah, so exploitation literally just means using them for our benefit.
Okay. I mean, I think getting milk from a cow or eggs from chickens is not that bad, but the way animals are treated in the slaughterhouses is really bad. And
what if you found out that absolutely all the animals, including the ones that give milk or eggs, end up in a slaughterhouse?
Yeah, I do know that, but
so you think that's not? Do you think that's respecting them?
I don't think that's respecting animals, but.
So because you said dairy cows, which is interesting, and you're vegetarian, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm curious, do you know what dairy cows go through?
Yeah, I do know that.
Do you know about the forced impregnation?
Yeah.
Yes, we are studying about that.
Separation
Yes.
of the children.
The only
killing the babies.
Yeah, or taking them away.
Do you think any of this is respectful towards them?
No, it's not respectful.
Yeah. So then, can you say that you respect animals if you pay for this to happen to animals?
Well, I'm not respecting them in 100%. That's for sure.
Yeah. So why not respect them 100%?
I thought about that, but
it's hard. We are used to eat eggs, milk, stuff like yogurts from a kid, and now it's difficult to throw it away and start something new.
I can relate to that because I also I'm vegan right now, but I wasn't always vegan, right? So I can relate to what you're saying, that when you've been doing something your whole life, it's kind of difficult to change.
Yes.
But do you think it's important that we do change? Because I understand that it's hard to do so. Let me put it this way: it's hard to do so. But do you think that it's important to do so, even if it's hard?
Yes, but a lot of people think that if I don't buy it, it's still in the store. So
Maybe,
everybody can buy it, and still they kill them to put it in the store. And even if 100 people don't buy it, it's still there, and it's still killing them for all.
But there is an impact. One person going to a plant-based diet or being vegan can save up to 100 animals per year, 100 to 200. It depends on how many animal products you consume, right? But obviously that may not be enough for you. I don't know, 100 or 200 animals that you spare from going to slaughterhouse. But either way, you gotta ask yourself. I'm sorry, I'll finish this point and you tell.
Okay.
So either way, you gotta ask yourself, do you want to be part of it? Do you want to support this? Do you want to be the person giving money so that cows have their babies taken away from them, so that cows are raped, so that their babies are killed? Do you want to be the person who pays for that?
No.
No, right. That's also why I went vegan, because I said I don't want to be that person. I know it continues to happen. I know and that's why I fight for and speak to people so that we get more people to not participate in it, so that it happens less and less. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what type of person are you? What are your values? Are your values saying you shouldn't be doing this to animals? Then you shouldn't be doing this to animals, regardless if others do it or not, right?
That's right.
You do have a good point.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. So then comes the hard question: how many more animals should be exploited for you before you make a change?
I can. No, that you are right, and that's funny for me because we are stupid. People are stupid.
No, I know what you mean. Don't call yourself stupid. I don't think you're stupid. I think, to be honest, I appreciate you're open-minded people. I've spoken to people who are like, I don't give a shit. They're animals. We're humans. We're better, whatever. There's a lot of people who have this mentality. But you seem to be open-minded people who kind of understand that they also deserve not to be forced into slaughterhouses or have all of this done to them. So I think, I'm sorry, but because of your open-mindedness, you have even more of a responsibility to act nicely, because when you're like that, you are the people who can change the world for better, even for them. You are the individuals who can make changes. It's not those people. There's two types of people in this world. There's the followers and the people that lead. You are people that lead. You are people who think for yourselves. Do you really want to be part of those followers who just do it because they've been told their whole life, because of all those other reasons? Or do you want to think for yourself and think, is it really right what we do to them? And if not, then don't do it yourself.
No, that's right. No, I can't tell more.
Yeah.
Because you are right.
How do you feel?
I feel a bit humiliated, maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to humiliate in any way.
No, it's okay. You are right. I thought about becoming a vegan instead, and
especially now that you're going to veterinarian school,
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna have a relationship with animals. It's even more fucked up to be a person who cures animals, but at the same time eats them, right? Like, imagine the fucked upness of it, the sheer idea of, hey, I'm here to save animals' lives, but when I go home, I pay for them to be killed.
you do have a great point, and
Right? It's kind of the okay. Well, thank you for like. I don't want to keep you too long. That's
Thank
literally
you.
why I do this experiment. Let me just give you some card to help you with that, and to kind of help you do some research and hopefully help you not. Do I give you one card or two?
Two.
Two?
Two is okay.
Okay, so I'll give you two cards.
Thank
Let me
you
just
so much.
explain one quick thing. There's two videos that are really cool to watch on the other side, and those are called Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. Dominion just shows brutally what animals go through. If you can't watch that, watch The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear. And if you scan that QR code, it's interesting that you switch. Why did you switch?
I don't know either.
Because I look dogs more.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, I love it. You held yourself accountable for it.
Yes,
That's why.
because
That's
he's
awesome.
cute.
Yeah,
I
cool.
thought so.
I love that. Okay, and you also have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan. It's all free.
Okay.
You just gotta want it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Hey, thank you so much for having this conversation with me,
Yes,
and
have a good day.
make
You're
the right
doing an
choices.
amazing
Okay.
job.
Hey, thank you.
Keep going.
Have a good one. Bye. Good conversation, everybody, and I think that's it. I think I'm done. I think it's good to end on a high note, and yeah. It's also, I want to see also what the chat has been going on about, and yeah. Beautiful people and beautiful city, indeed. Hey Keisha, nice to see you here. Jeff Miller, because change cannot be bought by a guy on the street one time. It needs to be fostered. That's a very good point, Jeff. Yeah, that's why we do this, right? That's why we continue to talk to people and stuff, because we want change to happen. Look at this thing on the mic, huh? This was the cheapest thing that I could find. Yeah, and Yeah, wean means the gradually change. Yeah, yeah, Jeff, you're right. You know, like I understand that some people will need gradual changes. I personally didn't feel that way, and there's people who don't. But I acknowledge that there's people who do. I just really want to emphasize on the idea that hey, if you are going to do it gradually, make sure that you don't see it as a that you don't. I don't know how to put it. That you're not gonna sit in one position and be like, no, it's okay, it's good enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's important that you take it to the end if you're gonna do it gradually, right? Like, you just go all the way to the end, right? And I, like you, just don't polarize people so much with your questions, like how many more. Yeah, Jeff, but you know, the reason why I asked this question is a very good one and a very important one. The reason why the question at the end is how many more animals should be exploited for is because it really does frame it in a certain way. It's about the framing of it. It's not necessarily about what the people answer, you know, because what most people want to answer is, I want 0 animals to go through that process. I want 0 animals to be exploited. But the framing of the question, the framing of saying strictly how many more animals, it kind of brings it up to you that, holy shit, yeah, how many more? Like how really, like, it just kind of shows you that the choices you make involve an amount of animals, you know, like that's the whole point of it. That's I think the valuable part of it. It's not asking them how many more. It's not like what they say is the valid true things, right? They might say 0 and might go and be 5 or 1 or 100, I don't know. Jeff Miller says, but it will turn them off entirely. Jeff, I don't know if I feel like if that turns you off entirely. No, I'm on YouTube, yeah. Yeah, it might turn them off. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the thing, huh? There's no empirical evidence on how to do this properly, but what I've noticed personally after doing it for a while is that the best way to do this kind of stuff is to be firm, honest, and direct with people, you know? I don't attack people. I ask questions. I sometimes I get annoyed and I call people, you know, names. I don't like it when I do that. I'm not proud of that. But the whole point of it is, you know, I want to be honest and direct with people. Some people see that as an attack, which is kind of sad, you know, like when you're honestly and you're showing them and you're being direct with them. But yeah, I think that's the best approach, you know. I think people should value directness and honesty way more, because we live in a world where that's kind of fading away slowly, and it's not good, you know. We need a lot of honesty and directness. We need people to tell things as they are, because running around the bush is not helping anybody. It's not. It's clearly not working out. That's just how I see it, right? So yeah, I'll always, yeah, as DMM says, value directness and honesty, yeah. And DMM says ban different opinions. No, DNN, just please be aware that your opinion cannot be you oppressing somebody else or you calling people slurs, okay? So if that's what you do, I don't know what happens, but yeah. Guy Guess says, big fan, can you say happy birthday to my friend Pidgel? Happy birthday, Pidgel! There you go. Jeff Miller says, I do question your dairy facts. Jeff Miller, please look them up. I question them also myself, you know. That's what got me into this. I looked them up myself in the Netherlands, and they're kind of fucked up. And I also, you know, after a while, after realizing, I remember a lot of the things that I saw my grandma doing to animals, and I never realized that. So yeah, you see them, you know. Please question it. Please question what I'm saying. Please, everybody. My whole point of sitting here and talking to you and talking to other people on the street and showing you the conversations is not to convince you of anything. It's rather to start a conversation. It's rather to tell you, hey, maybe you should look into this. Maybe this isn't something that you want to be part of, right? That's the whole point of it. It's not for me to get you to convince you of anything, although that would be cool. I'll admit it, it would be cool. But it's rather because I don't want to convince you. I want you to convince yourself. I want you to see it for yourself. I want you to make the decision for yourself. So yeah, that's what it is. And you know what? It's been a while since I've done this, and maybe, and I think you're conversing and the way you started good, says Jeff. Thank you. Navia says, Chip, you're a great man. Yeah, I'm great. I'm great on camera, you know. I have moments. I have my moments. I don't say that, you know. Like a lot of people don't like my directness, and I'm just becoming more and more direct because it's hard for me to separate myself. I love being who I am, and I try to be as authentic as I can when I speak to people and when I'm here. So that just means I'm direct also in my personal life, and people don't really like that. People don't like me being direct, you know. I have lost friends from directness a lot. So yeah, it is what it is. What can you do? But hey, before I go, before I do my whole thing about going, let me show you guys a little bit of my surroundings. So kind of see where I sit. So let me see if I can turn on the camera. Yeah. So this is Rijksmuseum. This is where this is what I'm seeing. What you guys aren't seeing, there's a guy there who's playing the accordion. Yeah, and this is Museum Square. It's a pretty big square. There's right over there. There's ice rink. People are skating and stuff. And yeah, all around is just museums and people living, doing their own thing. Yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. Yeah, the sound was, I think, went out. I don't know. I guess this dongle has some issues or whatever. Beautiful country, says Navia. Yeah, please, like, Netherlands is an amazing country. I'm very grateful to be, like, I understand, I'm very privileged to have the opportunity to live here. I'm very grateful for living here. I'm originally from Romania. It's also a pretty beautiful country, but it's nothing compared to Netherlands, so I'm glad. And I want to share it with anybody who wants to see it, no problem. In fact, you know, any animal rights activist is also welcome if they come to stay a night or two at my place. I don't know, as long as you call me out before it or something, you know, I'm open for that. I don't care. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate you being here. I hope you got something out of the conversations. We had some pretty good conversations. I'll be back here tomorrow. I don't know if this particular place or on the other side of the road, but very close to here. If you're not vegan, everybody, just look up all the things. Watch the 3-minute video that's in the footer of this video to understand some of it. It could be your starting journey. To everybody who is vegan, thank you for being here, and I hope you're speaking up on behalf of animals. To all the moderators and the people in the chat who have been having conversations with everybody else, thank you so much for being such an awesome team. Thank you so much for helping me with all of this, you know, like I appreciate it, you know. I get to sit here and focus on people and having conversations with them, and you guys get to have conversations with everybody in there, dealing with some frustrating people, because it is frustrating sometimes, you know, to deal with all the non-vegan arguments and everything. So I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys. If you want help with going vegan, you have yeah, there's Earthlings, you have Challenge 22, it's linked in the footer. You have a link in the footer with a lot of other sources. Watch them, give them a watch, you know. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you'll find out that, hey, what the hell, that's interesting. Why is it that we kill cows but for food, but not dogs? Huh, why is that? I mean, aren't dogs exactly like cows? I mean, if you throw a ball to a cow, they'll bring it back. If I throw a ball to a dog, they bring it back. Cows dream, dogs dream. What exactly is that difference then? Is it just because they're bigger, but you can have more dogs? What exactly is the difference? Ask yourself that, okay? Watch Gary Yourofsky's speech. Ask yourself that. Be a critical thinker. Think for yourself. Don't just allow anybody to tell you how you should think or why you should think. Think for yourself, okay? Thank you everybody for being here. I hope you have subscribed already. Hit that notification bell to know when I'm online, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? I appreciate you. Oh, and thank you for everybody who donated. I forgot to mention, thank you so much for all of that. And again, as I say it all the time, you don't have to do any of that, okay? I appreciate you just being here, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Bye. See you tomorrow, yeah.